Hello, hello. Shout out where you're from. You know what time it is. Shout out where you're from. We are doing dating and relationship questions. Hey, Carrie. How y'all doing? Orlando, Florida. Let's go, Shirley. Hey, Catherine. I don't want to say your name. Manchester, UK. Let's go, UK. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Good to see your wonderful faces. SoCal, let's go. Germany, Deutschland. Good morning, good morning. Let's see. Let's go ahead and pin this comment. How you doing? Good to see you. I see Katrina on here already. Good morning, British. Good morning. It's 11 in California. That's good. That's good. So I'm on a good time then because I want to make sure I get everybody on East Coast and West Coast because we're going to go through it. What's going on? Good to see you. Hi, everybody. Next we got here. It's 2:12 p.m. here. Yep, that's where I'm at. I'm on the East Coast. All right, so we got questions just coming out the gate. How do I heal after my ex just walked out on me before I came home from work? No word, no nothing. I think, I don't know how long you guys were together, but you may want to consider looking at what happened prior to this. Because even though your ex moved out, I would ask, what happened before this? What was your relationship like? What was happening? And what things might you have missed? Because what was the catalyst, right? Did you not see this coming at all? Were there arguments you were having? That will start to help you on the journey of healing. Healing comes with honesty, right? The less honest we are, the most likely we're not going to be able to heal. That's why a lot of people don't heal, honestly, because they're not willing to be honest. They're not being honest with the other person. They're not honest with themselves. It's, yeah. If it's long distance, but the guy seems to be losing interest, should I just let it go? He doesn't seem like he is willing to me either. I don't know your situation in particular, but if you guys have been, or if you guys are officially together, I would talk to him about it and get his input. If he thinks that this is normal, then you need to ask yourself if this is what you want to deal with. If he doesn't think this is normal, then you can work towards step of improving it. You can also tell him that, hey, I am not feeling like the same energy, just trying to figure out something's going on. Is it something we can work on? Kind of miss your energy, you know? You can let them know that. But you'll definitely have to be like straightforward. Now, if you're not in a relationship, then I would just lean more towards cutting my losses because working through a long distance situation and you don't have the accountability of a relationship is going to be 10 times as hard. It's like abort mission, honestly. A year we were together, he said that I treated him like a child, but he started giving me a lot of red flags. Well, there you go. So yeah, technically, if that's the story, he didn't just leave out of nowhere. There were signs leading up to it. So it was only a matter of time before one of you left. So you have to ask yourself, are you healing from the fact that he left? Or are you healing from the fact that all the things that were happening up to the point of him leaving? And now you're left to deal with the reality, right? Is that there's no chance. See, when you guys are going through it, when you guys are in conflict or there's stuff going wrong, there's more of an opportunity to do things when the person is there. When the person is not there, it's almost less of an opportunity. Right? So then you have to sit there and deal with the emptiness and the void. I asked if he can give at least 15 minutes per day, still nothing. He rather got defensive, say he's busy and I'm not caring about him. Well, if 15 minutes per day is too much for him, then what are you doing? Why even be here? Long distance or not, I don't. Do you want to date someone that sees 15 minutes a day as a problem? That's where you got to look back at yourself and say, what are you doing? Went on an official date with a guy I've been seeing for 8 weeks. How have you been seeing him if you haven't been on a date in 8 weeks? Yeah, 15 minutes a day. That's a new one for me. Thank you for the likes on live. By the way, y'all, this Wednesday evening, we're talking about how to set a relationship up where you can get the changes you're looking for in a person, right? I'm going to talk you through that this Wednesday, but you have to join the group as usual. You get a one-on-one with me if you join the group. Especially if you join today, I have slots available. I have a few slots available for a one-on-one, but first come, first serve. So if you don't get it in this week, you won't get it. If you do, if you want it, send me a DM and we will get you in because we are going to have the session this week. We had over 20, 30 plus women last week in the live session. They got all that material. So make sure you get it because we're going to have that discussion. How to work on getting the changes that you want out of a person. Join the group? Yes, it does. Because you get the one-on-one session too. And that, this is an exclusive group though. Not everybody can get in. So I don't just accept anyone. These are people who take relationships seriously, who don't want any other toxic stuff in their life, who want to make sure that they're navigating 100% properly. That's who it's for. So if that's not you, then please don't join. I'm hurt because we made love the night before and he told me he loved me and then the next day he was gone. Makes no sense. Actually, it makes more sense than you think. Just because he made love to you and said that he loved you doesn't mean that he wanted to stay. People are conflicted all the time. Words are kind of cheap nowadays. I'm going to be honest with you. So it's unfortunate that it ended up being that way, but dang it. Why is it frozen? Can y'all still hear me on Instagram? What's a reason you wouldn't choose someone for the exclusive group? Well, you'd have to DM me and find out. You can hear me, but is my screen frozen on Instagram? Because it looks frozen on my side. Okay, yeah, I don't know why it's frozen. I hate that picture. Not frozen for you? That's crazy. Oh, it's only on my side. Weird. I love watching your live. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Good to see you, man. My ex said he's not emotionally ready to get back together. He said he's scared to keep trying. So basically, he just doesn't want to be with you. Because here's the thing, you can be scared and still try. You know what I mean? That's an excuse. He just doesn't want to be with you. And honestly, having these conversations with your ex, you need to ask, like, why are you even still talking? Why did you even break up? Carry on. Thank you. He said he had issues with a relative being in the hospital and he wanted to meet me once this was over. Never texted me back because he doesn't want to meet you. He lied to you. What he did really hurts. I'm having a hard time getting through it. Well, then you need to join my group then. We help you get through stuff like that. Situations like that we help with. Every day we will support you. And on top of that, you get a session with me. So if you want to work with me, send me a DM. And we can help you get through the pain. So why doesn't he just say that he doesn't want to be with me from the beginning? Because he's a liar. And maybe you need to accept the fact that you're talking to a liar. My boyfriend I live with said he wants to go back to just coffee dates and spending nights every so often. Well, that's probably because he might be distancing himself from you. Well, did he say why? Why does he want to go? Why does he want to like back up? Stop. Love your directness. Thank you so much. Because I believe in the truth. You know, the truth will set you free. Sometimes it's not easy to hear, but I'd rather tell you the stuff that's not easy to hear so that you can heal quickly than to try to make it sound beautiful and then I lose impact. He ghosted after a fight, told me we were on a break, then broke up with me. Well, normally when people say they're on a break, they low-key want to break up. Yep, that fight definitely made him want to stop talking to you. We matched and texted a lot for 5 days. We matched and texted a lot for 5 days. He disappeared for a day. Am I overreacting to move on? Well, that's the thing is technically you are, because if you haven't dated or not in an official relationship, then yes, getting worked up because someone didn't text you for a day, they're not technically obligated. It's way too early. So yes, you are overreacting. And what that also says is you might need to consider making yourself a little bit busier. Or you might want to entertain other options because right now you're responding as if you guys have been together for the last year. You never want to get too attached to someone that fast, right? Because you don't know them. So you don't know if their routine is going to change up or who they are. 5 days, that's not even a full 3 weeks. So what I would say is maybe work on being a little bit more hypervigilant. He said to me his ex that cheated on him treated him better than me. While I'm a traditional woman like he wanted and working, is it me or am I just sensitive? Well, he compared you to his ex. It doesn't matter. That should have been the deal breaker already. Comparing you to his ex is just toxic. You're two different people. So the fact that he brought her up in a fight against you and said my ex is better, then go be with your ex. So the fact, if you continue to stay after that statement or you continue to entertain him, well, this guy's gonna disrespect the crap out of you. I recently ended things with a guy for lying about his age and the amount of kids he has. Why do some men do this? Because they want a chance with women that they think would cancel them for it. So for the same reason some guys lie about their height, they lie about their children. A lot of people lie about children, actually. That's actually kind of common. Lying about age is very common too, because people want to fall in a certain dating bracket and they feel like if they, disclose that they have kids or if they disclose their age or anything like that, that they're going to lose the opportunity. So they'd rather just lie to you, get the opportunity, make you fall for them, and then tell you the truth. But by the time you find out, you like them too much. So it's to get the opportunity. People lie for opportunity. It's the same reason why people lie on their resume to get a high-paying job. I found a condom in his luggage when he traveled alone. I asked for divorce after 18 years of marriage, and we've been divorced for 2 weeks now. He said we moved too fast in the beginning and feel like we missed that connection phase. But we've been together for 2 years. I'm gonna be honest with you. That doesn't sound good. Because the fact that you guys have been together for 2 years and he's just now realizing he missed a connection sounds to me like he doesn't have a connection. Because let me tell you, as a guy, we know in a month, probably less than that, maybe 2 months if you're really feeling spicy. But he's been with you for 2 years and he feels like he doesn't know about the connection. Nah, he's trying to ease his way on out. That's or maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. But that's way too peculiar. I've never heard of that. I need your honesty. Why is it hard for my husband to tell me I'm beautiful? I don't know. Maybe so some guys don't like complimenting their girlfriends sometimes because they don't want them to think that they don't want you to get a big head and get too big of an ego and think that you're too good for him. So some guys will actually hold back on compliments and stuff like that because they think it keeps you in check. It keeps you starving for it. So as long as you're starving for it, you'll keep wanting their validation. He might be afraid of that, or he's just not that kind of guy. Some people just don't like to do words of affirmation. Why did he call his mom in the middle of the night? I don't know. What did he say? Why every time me and my boyfriend get into arguments, he tries to ghost me? Because he's trying to control you. When he doesn't get his way and he doesn't hear what he wants to hear, he ghosts you. So it's a form of control. Been talking for 2 weeks, met twice, and his ex came back after 7 months. Now he's saying he's confused. He's not confused. He wants his ex. Why is every time me and my boyfriend get into arguments, he tries to ghost me? Well, I gave you that answer. I don't tell my real age because I look much, you get, believe my current pics. Yeah, and that's okay, but you will have to suffer the consequences of that. Because if you're not gonna be honest about your age and someone ends up dating you because of the age that you tell them that's not true, if you're dating someone especially, then yeah, they're gonna find out and they could be very upset. I would tell them at first meet. I would argue you should tell them first conversation because it's already starting off on a lie. You can do what you want, but the irony is really in your name. He called his mom in the middle of an argument, literally put her on speakerphone. Oh, that's because he wants he wants his mom as backup. And he wants her to see what he does is he waits till you get crazy, or no, he waits until you argue to make you look crazy. And then he calls his mom as proof to say, isn't she crazy? Doesn't she sound crazy? Because when he gets you worked up, it's easy to make you look like a villain. So he makes you a villain in front of his mom so that his mom can validate him. He's probably a mama's boy. Why would he try to control me? Why not? If you do what he wants and he doesn't have to do that much effort, that's easier than having to level up or grow or take accountability. Hello, why do this guy keep calling me when he knows I'm not interested? Why haven't you blocked him? Thank you, MZ. Thank you for the join my team. Appreciate it. He wants his ex, even though he kept saying it was an intense and toxic relationship. If it was intense and toxic, that normally means bad. His ex comes around and he's confused. The fact that he even has to think about it, there's your answer. Yeah, I said, why didn't you block him? That's so extremely toxic, just a low thing to do. It's a low world, guys. It's a low world. And we're out here just trying to do our best, right? Here's a sad part about human nature. He was a friend back in the days. Okay, so as long as you accept his phone calls or as long as he's not blocked, he's going to feel like he can do that. He doesn't care how you feel. He doesn't care about your friendship. He just cares about trying to get access to you because he wants you. In what way or shape or form, I don't know. But clearly he's not concerned about how it makes you feel. So that's why he keeps calling you. So all you're left to do is block him. So if you're willing to keep letting him do this based off who he used to be, that's your choice. But you're not doing it based off who he is. You're doing it based off who he used to be. Why doesn't he take accountability for his actions for the way he hurt me? Because you're still here. Why should I have to take accountability if I can still have you? Forget accountability. You want me to what? Grow? You want me to say that I'm wrong so that you can have control over me? And then you can say, Xavier, remember that time when you did that thing? I'm going to say, nope, never happened. You will never get authority that way, absolutely. Because as long as I don't take accountability and you can't leave this relationship, I'm set. I'm always the good guy. You're the bad guy. See how that works? What kind of dog do you have? She's a Cockapoo and Bichon mix. That's her favorite pillow. Pillow. Shed some light on how women should feel when a man is in his masculine energy. So here's what else I would say. How a woman can respond to masculine energy. Because there's two sides to that. Because if you are the type of woman that doesn't like that, you will challenge him. You will not feel safe. You will feel like he's trying to control you. You'll feel like he's not considerate. So there's that. If you are a woman that wants a man who leads, who takes charge, who is that type of person, you will be more apt to give him the lead. You will not challenge him that much. You will feel comfortable. You will feel like you don't have to think, and you'll feel like you can trust him. Because, like you said, giving the lead, right? What does that mean, masculine energy? To be honest with you, masculine is a word that's a little bit arbitrary. That's why I normally don't like using that word, because I feel like masculinity is so like, I don't know, it's so different for everybody. So here's what I say. I say active versus passive energy, because we're talking about two different energies that can align, right? If we just say masculine, a masculine person can be passive sometimes, right? A feminine person can be active. So it's hard to say masculine is just one way. See, active is one way. You're active all the time. You're passive. So when a woman trusts a man, when a man is in healthy, active energy, then you will feel good about being with him. You will feel like he can do things. He's capable. He will take care of you. And you don't have to worry about looking out for yourself. You don't have to worry about watching your back or making sure he's doing what he's supposed to do. You're not worried about him cheating, talking to girls the wrong way, doing something behind your back. You know he's gonna make you feel comfortable and safe and taken care of. But the problem is nowadays, a lot of ladies are not finding men who make them feel like that. And what they're doing instead is settling for guys that are not like that and trying to make them like that. And when you do find a guy who's active, if it doesn't work out, then you settle and lower your standards, which is fine, but that is not genuine. So here's the thing though. What matters about a man who's more, because active energy could be man or woman. It's not gender based. So if you are looking for someone that is more active, then you definitely want to fall into a more passive role. Because that's like saying, I want someone to take control of everything, but I'm going to challenge every little thing they do. They're not going to like that. They're not going to feel trusted. They're not going to feel respected. They're going to feel like they're being set up the wrong way. So you want to make sure that you are able to fall into more of a passive role. If you can't, then I would not focus on pursuing people that want active energy more so in their life, that are more that type of person. And vice versa, right? If you're a passive person, looking for an equally passive person doesn't sound like it's going to really get you anywhere. We have to be able to, and if you want someone who's a balance of the two, then you find a balance of the two. But the problem is, I think that a lot of us look for one type of person and we think that's right for us all the time. And maybe that's not. Maybe you're not right for them. And there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe you'd be happier the other way. Sometimes I think that we romanticize and idealize what we like rather than actually giving it an experience in a moment to figure out. Why does my girlfriend give her friends access to her that I can't have? What are you talking about? What kind of access? When he goes to me after arguments, he has his mom step in the conversation with me. Why does he do that? Because he's a mama's boy and he's willing to double team with her to prove you wrong. And that's going to be the rest of your relationship. Did you see my question? Probably not. Can you post it again? I've been engaged for a year. We don't see each other. Last time I've seen him was a month ago. When I bring up the issue, he gets mad, says if I'm not happy to leave. Is he done? He just doesn't care about how you feel. You're engaged to a man that doesn't care about how you feel. Yes. Healthy, active energy. Yes. It ended badly between them, and he was the one to break up with her. What are you talking about? Sorry, I got a lot of questions, so sometimes you guys are going to have to catch me up a little bit. Her friends know when she's going on vacation, and I don't. Her friends can touch her stomach. I can't. Well, sounds like she has boundaries on you that she doesn't put on her friends. Why are you with her? What inner work needs to be done to attract individuals who will pursue you? The kind of inner work it takes to realize you don't only have to get people to pursue you. Right? So what you're talking about is humility. Being humble, having humility, and having respect for yourself and for others. And just being a well-rounded person. Energy is attractive, right? When you give off a certain type of energy, people will come. So what inner work has to be done? What does it take for you to get to a point that you don't think you have it all figured out, but yet you're confident, right? Let's talk about confidence. Let's talk about being humble, having humility, and willing to work with adapting to environments. So some of those things will make you more attractive as a person. People are attracted to people like that in general, right? And also realizing I don't only have to focus on attracting individuals. Sometimes I can be the one that gets attracted, right? But putting yourself in one-dimensional frame of mind is not going to grant you those results, right? There's sometimes I attract certain women, and there's certain times I'm attracted to certain women, and it doesn't matter. I'm not looking at it like, oh, I have to always be the one. You have to always be the one. I'm like, hey, whatever energy is happening here, it's what's happening. He's not strong enough to leave her alone. That's why he's going back. Or maybe he's able to manipulate her pretty easy. So that's why he doesn't want to leave, because he can't find someone else he can manipulate. Oh, you're talking about the guy with the girlfriend. Oh, whoops, I don't know. I fell out of love with hubby, 28 years. He knows how I feel. He thinks he can love me more. So what's the question? About the ex who came back. Well, yeah, sometimes, here's the thing. A lot of the times when exes come back, it's because they went out and they tried to find something better and it didn't work out. So it could have been just the fact that maybe people out there didn't like him. Maybe he didn't match with those people. And he's like, let me come back to you because you're the one that it worked out with before. Interesting. Be more flexible. 100%. I'm telling you, the way now you can have your core beliefs and core values, but the more flexible you are, the more people will be like, I like that person, right? How do you deal with men who have victim mentality? You don't. You don't deal with anyone who has a victim mentality. Those people need help. Because if they're constantly putting themselves in situations where they think they're the victim and they're not, that is a problem. They need to go seek coaching. You can send them to me, counseling. But if you date this person and you try to change them, good luck. I can almost promise you won't be able to do that. My dismissive, avoidant ex started coming back around. Do I keep it a safe space or push him to see where we are? Well, here's the thing. He's an avoidant. So what are you expecting? You're expecting there to be a change in behavior? You can give him a safe space, but if this person didn't go to therapy, you're going to get the same result. If this person hasn't gone to counseling for the last year or two or tried to work through this, so yeah, if you're saying, do I keep it a safe space for what? For him to do the same thing? And if you push him, he's just going to run away anyway. It's a lose-lose for you. Why do some guys feel like they're being attacked instead of listening and taking it constructively? Because they don't respect you. See, if they respected you, they would listen. Think about it this way. When they go to work and their boss tells them, hey, you didn't do a good job on this, you got to fix this. Do they yell at their boss or do they listen? Why? Because they respect their boss. They don't respect you. Why did my ex become friends with people that did both of us dirty? Because your friend, your ex doesn't care. Will he eventually move back into wanting a relationship? You're asking that about an avoidant that left? You need to talk to me. You need a session. But you cannot be flexible if it compromises your values or principles. Well, that sounds very general. You know, I didn't say you have to compromise values and principles. And I didn't say every context, right? There are different situations where you could be flexible as a person. And flexible doesn't mean you have to say something that's not true about yourself. You can talk to people and you can be welcoming, you can be loving. It doesn't mean that you have to personally change yourself. So just because I talk to people that I may not believe in what they say, I may not share the same opinions or values, it doesn't mean that I can't still have a conversation with them. That doesn't compromise who I am. I can still love them and not compromise who I am. You see how that works? So it depends now. If you get into a situation where you're forced to compromise your values or principles, that's a different story. So let's say you don't do drugs. A person that you know, a friend of yours, they do drugs. You can still be cool, but you just can't do drugs, right? Hey, you do you. I love you as a person, but I don't do drugs. That's not compromising, but also being flexible. Hey, I can still have a relationship with you. I can't partake in what you're doing. In fact, I can't even get close to it. But that's not going to stop me from having a friendship with you because the person that you are with me is a person that I can appreciate, you know? So it's something like that. You said he doesn't care how he feels, but then why he say things like, I don't want to lose you, calls me his queen because he's manipulating you. So certain guys like this don't really care how you feel, but they'll tell you that so that you'll believe them. So it's easier for me to tell you I love you and not actually show you I love you. That's literally manipulation, and that's what's happening to you. So no, he doesn't care. And if you choose to believe his words over his action, then you may not be concerned about your own feelings and how you're being treated. How do you pursue in a ladylike manner? That's very cute. To be ladylike, here's the thing though. Ladylike, I think now in this generation, we're breaking down the construct of what ladylike and manly are, right? It used to be manly. Men were the only ones who could build a desk, right? Who could fix the cabinets, who could change their tire. Now you've got women out here who can do that. I still consider that to be ladylike. So what I think is the bigger picture to this question is, why does it have to fall into the social construct category of what a lady is? Why can't you just be yourself? Right? So what I would say is, if a lady came up to me, if I'm on the street and a lady comes up to me and says, "Wow, I like your shoes," or "You're really cute," I wouldn't think she's masculine. I would think that she's still very ladylike. She just complimented me. See? It doesn't retransform all of your persona because you did one thing, right? Because you just let a person know you thought they were attractive. There was a woman, I went to the dry cleaners the other day, and a woman told me, "Oh my God, you're a beautiful specimen." Like, she just went in on me. I never thought this woman's manly. I never thought that. I was like, this is one of the most ladylike women I've ever met. You know, I think it's more about like just being yourself, right? Why do some men seek outside attention and validation from literally everyone? Because they are greedy. Attention and validation is currency for some people. For some people, they get an ego boost from it. They're more concerned with getting their ego fed than anything. So guys who are in their ego, who are ego chasers, are normally never good in a relationship and will always manipulate you. It's the same reason why some people online post a lot, because they just want attention, right? Some people like to have their ego stroked. They like a lot of people telling them how great they are. And sometimes these people need that because they don't feel it themselves. If you don't love yourself and you're always seeking outside validation and attention, then yeah, you're never gonna feel good. It's always gonna be that next hit or that next fix, because you're not fixing what's on the inside, which is the fact that you personally don't feel good about yourself when no one's there to acknowledge you. When you're in the mirror and no one is around, how do you feel about yourself, right? Do you love yourself? Thank you, Divine. They don't want to admit it though. No, which is why you need to leave. Because anyone that's not willing to be honest with you or with themselves is a terrible dating prospect. And if you continue to date them, the only way to date people like that is to become like them. Ego chaser will never be good for no kind of relationship. No, they're terrible for relationships. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. And I normally don't give like this kind of hard opinion, but the ego chasers are the worst. Like some of the worst, because it's never enough. They always need more attention. They always need someone else to tell them. They're always gonna be looking on the outside. They can't sit by themselves and just feel good about who they are, right? And I'm not saying the other way is so great either, right? Like some people are way too comfortable and they think they're too great, and they sit at home thinking that somebody's just gonna drop out of the sky and land in front of their door because they're so great, you know? So I think what you wanna do is try to like avoid extremes, you know? Taking off my shoes because we're getting comfortable. If your partner cheated on you, then apologizes, then apologies go to counseling, church. Can they change? Yeah, here's the thing. I think anyone can change. But what matters more, see, here's the thing. Just because your partner cheated on you doesn't guarantee that it's going to happen again. It doesn't guarantee that it's not going to happen again, right? You're in a realm of no guarantees. So you're saying if they cheated on you and they go to all this counseling, are they going to change their personality? Do you understand that some people cheat just in the moment? Like it's not who they are? Some people are not just cheaters by nature, right? They just saw an opportunity and they took it. Now, some people are. So you have to ask yourself, are they going to therapy because they've changed as a person? Or just because they had a moment? So now here's where I would ask you. Do you know this person well enough? Because if you think they need all of this, so then I would assume that they have more than just cheating as a problem. Because a person can cheat and never do it again if they're not a cheater. By the way, I say this not advocating for cheating at all. I've never cheated. No. I think you give great advice. Thank you. Thank you. What got you started in being a coach counselor in the relationship field? Because I was a manipulator a long time ago, years ago. And I realized how many people I was hurting and how many other people were just like me. And I've also been manipulated, so I've been on both sides. So I can say that that's what made me want to get into it, because I was like, I want people to have love. I don't want people to keep going through this. People losing their lives and people losing years with the wrong person and, you know, having to go through all this trauma. I'm like, what if I can help stop it? But what I'm starting to realize, what I've realized as a coach is that unfortunately, I see a lot of people choosing it, you know, when they can choose otherwise. Well, thank you for your vulnerability. Thank you. Define cheating, because people have different opinions on what is cheating. Well, I'm speaking on particularly the context of if someone sleeps with someone else and that wasn't agreed on. That's what I think, number one, when someone says you cheated. We have a relationship, we're official, and you told me you wouldn't sleep with someone else, and then you did. Or you kissed them, or you did something physical, right? But even if you talk to someone, I believe is cheating too. If you talk to someone with the intent of it being something more, that's cheating. What is the minimum that a guy would message a girl if they're interested? That's a tough question because not every guy is the same. Like, for example, I could be very interested in a girl. I might call you once a day, right? Because I'd rather call. I don't even like texting. But I'll tell you what, though. If a guy is interested in you, you wouldn't have to guess. What if someone treated you like, but tries to get back to you again and again? I mean, what do you want to hear? You just said they treated you like crap and they're trying to come back to you. What do you want? The ball's in your court. Ego chaser will destroy you in the quest of attaining their goal. When you're dealing with these type of person, you have to be careful not to lose yourself in the process of trying to save the relations. Some relationship coaches caution women against being the chaser. Your thoughts? Don't listen to those coaches. Any coach, here's the thing. Coaches that have absolutes, they're messing with you, because they're projecting to be a good coach. And I can say this because I've been in this game for years and I have thousands of people that will back me. To be a good coach, you need to be objective, right? You need to be objective. If you are projecting your own personal opinion on everything and you're just saying, okay, well, this is what I think women should do and only follow this law because that's what society says, that to me, that's not good coaching. That's you just saying what you think, right? See, when I talk objectively. I'm like, this is what I've seen. This is what I've heard, and this is what it is. Now, if I give my personal opinion, then I'll say, here's my opinion. But at the same time, I could be wrong, right? A good coach knows that they can be wrong. So for them to say, this is the only way, there are so many women that have gotten their husbands because they said something first. So who am I to say you're not going to be that one, right? There are women that have had successful marriages for a long time because they were the first one to step up. Happy lives, great lives. But of course, on social media, We're always speaking on behalf of the worst possible case scenario. So that's what I don't do either. I'm like, let's talk about the people who have made it. Let's talk about the people who have done great. What did they do? Because we're always looking at the horror stories, but what about the people who are happy? They keep coming back with their problem, and as long as explanation, should I just block him already? It's up to you. You're asking me for my permission. I mean, here's the thing. If they come back and it wasn't a problem enough for you and you can still talk to them, that is your decision. But at the same time, if you were treated bad, you can't say it's a shock when they treat you bad again. So that's where there's a little bit of a hiccup in your situation. They have removed the innocence from your situation. So now if they treat you bad again, it is 150% on you. You get to be a victim maybe once, maybe twice, but after that, no. So it is on you if you want to give them a chance. It's nothing wrong with that. 51-year-old guy who has never been married says it's because of his job that involved him moving around a lot and never met someone he wants to marry. Perpetual bachelor. Is he a perpetual bachelor? Maybe. 51, never been married. I mean, it's easy to judge from the outside, but we don't know what happened, right? He might be telling the right story, but here's what I would say. Does it matter? Does it matter? I mean, if you find him attractive and you think he sounds great, then that's for you to judge, right? So what I would say is I would definitely be a little bit careful, because if this person hasn't been married and they're in their 50s, then I would say, okay, well, or do you want commitment? You know, because that's quite a while, if we're going to be honest. So I would definitely be careful, but I would not say he's off limits. I wouldn't just cancel him. Man or woman, I wouldn't look at their past and say, I cancel you, because I don't know everything that happened. And who knows, they might have made a change by now meeting me. Or maybe I'm the change. I have something that they never thought they could find. So I wouldn't let it stop me. Xavier, I have a question. I've heard so many opinions, thoughts on letting a man pay 50-50, etc. What is your personal opinion on a man doing the 50-50 with an exclusive relationship? So here's what I'm going to say. This is my personal thing. Personally, I am not a man that goes 50-50. I pay more. But I'm also very much the type of guy who likes to lead. And I'm very active energy, right? I'm not saying that to get bonus points. That's actually who I am as a person. And it's very hard for me to change that about myself. Now, in that regard, that is not always the greatest thing, right? There are cons with that. So I think that gets hyped up like that's the best guy ever. It's not. I got my problems. But what I can say is that in this economy, I think not enough people are focused on being happy and finding their person, and they're more focused on who's paying what. So objectively speaking, applying an absolute one rule extreme to any situation might be the thief of happiness. Because if you're looking at someone else and saying, well, this person pays 100%, why should I have to? But you're not them. This person does 50-50. I know some people who have done 50-50 and they're happy. And they're married and they're doing it right. And maybe they chip in here and there. And they have happy lives. I would think 50-50 gets you life started sooner. Because think about the average salary. Over how much percent of men in the United States? Over 60 to 70% of men in the United States don't make more than, what, 100K a year? Then you've got to account for guys who don't date women. You've got to account for guys who are married, men who have multiple children. So that takes your money down. So you might make 100K, which isn't even good everywhere. Have you been to California? The average house in LA is $1 million. So if you guys decide to go 50-50, it could be you could start a relationship sooner. You can focus more on your happiness and you can build together, right? As long as you're both sustainable. But I also wouldn't argue with you if you say you want to wait for someone that covers more, right? Saying this from a guy who covers more. So that's what I think. I think there is no right or wrong. I think there is no one dimensional approach. It is what matters between you and that person. If you can find happiness in that person and they can find happiness in you, whatever rules you guys want to come up with, that's all that matters, right? Because we get one shot at life. And if we keep focus on what everyone else is telling us to do or whatever rules they set up, we're going to miss out on what could be something great. So that's all I got to say. And I know I'm about to get the book thrown at me on this one, but I'm just letting you know. Wow. Everybody actually agreed with that. What? Oh man. I was expecting I was gonna get the chopper at me. What is a minimum that so I said that one. Is it possible to just transition into friendship with them? Sorry, I don't remember what you asked me before that led to this. Why my boyfriend always he remind me I don't know I can't understand your question. Gotta watch out for the ones who loudly proclaim they are not cheaters, red flag. What happened to real love? The problem with real love is that a lot of people got hooked on superficial values, right? Because you can't have both in most cases. You can either be superficial or you can have real love. The problem with real love, it's not shiny. It's not exciting. It's not a roller coaster of emotions. It's pretty stable. It's maintenance. In a lot of cases, it's kind of easy. Imagine being in a relationship where you communicate all the time, where you guys don't misunderstand each other, where you're emotionally regulated. There's no arguments going on in this house. But see, to me, that's still exciting because we have other things that can give us a rush, right? Other things that are exciting. Like, what trip are we gonna take? Hey, baby, we have a joint account. We saved up money, right? We both put money to the side. We saved up about $5,000. You trying to go to Tulum? You trying to go to Greece? Well, shoot, let's take another few months. Let's get up to about 20K and let's take a good trip. Let's save up 30K. Let's put a down payment on the property together. See, those are going to be your discussions, right? To me, that's exciting. I don't want to sit here arguing about how when you hold accountability, you throw it back in my face. If a guy paid for a girl, would this be a one-time thing? I don't know. Depends on the guy. Seen it in church, mothers helping their daughters with the good men and they got married. I've been accused of being aggressive if I showed interest. Well, like I said, that's person to person, right? So maybe you just didn't talk to the right person. What did you say that was aggressive? Is it a red flag when a guy says he don't trust females? How does that sound like a green flag? Hey, I don't trust any woman. That does that sound like I'm a green flag? What, you don't trust your mother? Cousin? Sister? No women in your life at all that you've come across? You don't trust any of them? You're casting a wide net there, buddy. You should travel to DC. You should do a DC live seminar. I would travel for that. You know, I've been told that a few times. I might consider that. DC is actually pretty close to me. I found out that he has a new girlfriend a week after we broke up. We were together for 3 months. Well, 3 months isn't that long, right? So I couldn't say, so I'm not saying that makes it okay, but 3 months is still a good enough time where it's still kind of early-ish. But still wrong, though. Still crazy that he met someone right after you. Boyfriend lying, drinking too much again, moved him out again. Well, The first problem with your statement is the word again. If you got away with it before, you do it again. What do men mean when they find a woman intimidating? It depends, right? There's so many different cases. Like some women that I've heard in the field are very successful. And when they see that a woman is successful, especially financially, they can find that to be intimidating. When they think a woman is above their league, they can find that to be intimidating. One of the number one things they find intimidating is when a woman takes charge in all areas. When they feel like there's no room for them to take charge, they find it intimidating. So that's some of the things I've heard. I don't know every single situation. He keeps saying, give me the last chance. You're going to have to send me a DM. For those of you that want to work with me, that want a one-on-one this week, I got 3 spots available. And I have an exclusive group meeting Wednesday evening. If you want to be a part of that, go ahead and send me a DM and I will get you in if you qualify. So I will make sure that you qualify to get in. Is it bad that I don't look at the 50-50? I pay my own way. So I don't focus on that. Well, I don't think you should, right? I think that you're more worried about who the person is. Now, here's the thing, though, is you definitely want to make sure they can take care of things, right? Because you don't want to date a bum. I don't advocate for dating bums either. She said, keep society out your business. Yeah, because I think a lot of us base our attraction and how we handle our relationships and marriages off of what society says. Love your point of view. Thank you. I want everyone to think for themselves. That's what I want. Everyone to look at what their own idea of good is. Don't let all of these people project all of their insecurities on you and try to make you change your opinion and stuff like that. I don't like that. My boyfriend just requested a 2-week break due to being emotionally overwhelmed. Your boyfriend's done. A 2-week break? He wants to take a scheduled vacation from you. Did he request it from HR? That's insanity. Do you speak Spanish? No, but I'm learning. The ego searcher doesn't listen or take constructive criticism. Not until they get burnt. What I've known for people who are ego chasers or ego searchers, they don't take any accountability until they start to lose what they want. Right? It's like literally they have to lose everything to say, okay, maybe I need to do something different. Thank you. How do I deal with a flaky guy? You need to stop being so consistent. A dream come true and challenges me to be better and vice versa. $5,000 will take you to Europe. Forget Mexico. That's true though. $5,000 will take you to Europe. But at the same time, can you imagine what you could do in Mexico with $5,000? You ain't gonna know what to do. Every excursion is an option. How do you handle disagreements without it being detrimental? Through emotional regulation. Is it a red flag when a man knows you influence on the side and asks how many men are in the DMs? Yeah, but see, here's the thing. As an influencer, that's something that you're gonna face quite often, right? That's one of the many drawbacks of being an influencer, is that there are people who are going to be insecure about that. Especially if you're an influencer based on your own personal look and stuff like that, people are going to be insecure about that. They're going to think that, you got a bunch of people in your DMs and you're always talking to someone. A lot of people cannot handle that, and that's just the way it goes. I mean, I suffer with that. There's so many women that I could have dated that was like literally though. I even experimented once. I met a woman. I didn't talk about my social media for like weeks. We had a great time. Of course, Women are like the FBI, and she searched me and she found out, and then she ended up not talking to me no more. She did not like that. She's like, so you just got a bunch of girls in your DMs every day? You got like hundreds of DMs? I'm like, well, it's mostly for like help with relationships. No, so you can just pluck one out whenever you want. I'm like, I mean, I don't even know what to say back to that, man. Can you transition into just friends with the ego chaser? Ego chase, yeah. I mean, you can try. But see, the problem is if it's an ego chaser and you're dating them and then you decide to transition into friends, they might take that as invalidation and they might hate you for that. What if he's financially broke but a good person? Well, see here, I would question why he's so broke. You know? Maybe he fell on hard times, and maybe I would question why he's broke. Because see, being broke nowadays, like really broke, there's something to be said about that, because there's so many jobs, right? You could do Uber, you could do Uber Eats, you can pick up certain jobs online. Like there's stuff you can do now that you can make money. You can start a vending machine. I'm not saying that it's easy for everyone, but I would want to know what happened there because there might be something deeper going on if you're completely broke. Why do guys date a new girl and give her what he wouldn't give to you, though you ask many times? Because you didn't have boundaries. If that new girl has better boundaries than you do, then she's probably going to get what she wants. That's the unfortunate thing about dating. Your boundaries get you what you want, not asking all the time. Now, asking is a part of it. You need to tell people what you're looking for. But if you don't show that you have boundaries when they're doing it wrong, oh yeah, no, you're going to get it. They're not going to let you. What does a guy mean when he says he feels like a girlfriend in this relationship? I don't know. He said that to you? That's a wild statement. I've never heard that before. That's pretty funny. What does it mean if a guy says you're his sweet spot in life? Now, here's my question. Is the guy who's saying that to you, are you guys having problems? Because I want to know. Are you having a healthy relationship and he said this? Because if he said that and you guys aren't having a healthy relationship, then he's just blowing smoke up. Yeah, I've never heard a guy say that. I feel like the girl in the relationship, yo, that's crazy. The only way I could think that could happen in my mind is like maybe she's successful and he's not. And he's like, I feel like I'm not a man. Maybe that. I got that before. He says, you act too masculine. Why'd he say that? I do all the bookings for our trips and planning, so that's probably why. Well, does he want to do the booking? Because it sounds like y'all got some active energy in this chat. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah, if y'all are taking over all of the plans and everything, and you're not giving him room to have a say, then he's probably feeling like, no, he never plans. Did you add? Then that doesn't make any sense. So he doesn't plan, yet he feels like he's lesser than? So he's causing it. Do you think long distance relationships can work? Yes, I think they can. I think they take way more maintenance though, way more than a close proximity. Especially if y'all are both conventionally good looking. Oh yeah. You know, like it's, I don't know, and that sounds bad, but you know what I mean. If you're both like outside in multiple occasions where you're meeting people, and you're, you know, people find you attractive, it's hard. It's harder because you have to give up all this opportunity of being with other people to for the hope that it's going to work out with this person. So the only way, one of the ways I think long distance relationships can work is long stays. And what I mean by that is you both have remote jobs and you can stay long at someone else's state, right? You can stay for like a few weeks to a month. Because that way you get a pretty good feel to the point going back home is going to feel like a little bit of a break, right? That's one way I think it can work is if you guys are both remote. If both of you have people jobs, oh, it's so much harder. It's so much harder. Also, you have to have a plan on when you're going to move. If you don't have that solidified, how long are we doing this until we move? If y'all don't talk about that, someone's going to cheat, baby. Someone's cheating, and they're cheating good. Because all that unknown air, nah, they're going to cheat with somebody. I've been told that once when he brought up an issue and it was addressed, he wanted to fight about it. And I told him to stop and look inside. He said, I feel like, well, because technically, so here's the thing. I'm going to tell you something, ladies. Because that was a good point she just brought up. She said that she criticized him, right? Well, she didn't say the word criticize, but that's what she did. She tried to point out something that was wrong with this guy that she's dating. And he said he felt like the girlfriend. And it was addressed and he wanted to fight and I told him to stop and look inside. So when some guys who don't want to look inward are going to feel combative, right? If they don't look to take accountability or anything, they feel like they're either not being heard or they feel like you don't care about their feelings. They take it hard. Hey, Myra. He's talking, sleeping with other girls while he says he still loves me and get back together. Yeah, because he doesn't think that you're respectable. Doesn't that progress the relationship faster and most men can't handle that? Here's the thing, when a man likes you, he don't give a damn. When a man likes you, he don't give a damn. In fact, when a man likes you, you got the opposite problem. Most guys who know that you're the one, they want to move quick. They're like, yo, because they don't want anyone else to have you. See, some of y'all don't understand what it's like when a man doesn't want anyone else to have you. When he wants to lock it down. We're so busy dating people that kind of don't want us. And that's all we know now. Well, don't some guys just, you know, they think you're moving too fast. They think you're doing too much. They think you want too much. They think you're too clingy. They think that you want to talk about your feelings too much. Yeah, guys who don't want you. Guys who don't want you find that energy to be very annoying. But guys who want you, they can't get enough of you. But see, here's the problem in the dating field. We don't always like people who like us. We end up falling for people that kind of don't want us. And then we think that that's what reality is. No, that's the reality we chose. Now, some people do act good in the beginning, but when they switch up, we don't switch up. And then we say that's all that's out here. A lot of us are shaping our own reality. And you know it because you know there are some guys that if you gave them a play, they would want to marry you yesterday. Yes. Send DM. What if he does want only you but he still doesn't take you seriously. Well, here's the thing. We don't know what's going to happen, right? But I've had success with over 1,500 clients. And some of them are celebrities. So, I don't know. If he doesn't take me seriously, you'll definitely get your answer. So if after you get your answer from me and you see it boldly in front of you and you still choose a direction that's going to hurt you, then maybe you need to look at yourself, right? Because at some point we have to accept certain things about certain people. Bless you for being able to decipher all our funky messages because lives are so hard. Well, thank you. I've been doing this for a while, though. There's some I can't, though. Some things I see and I'm like, I don't understand that a bit. Like I'll get comments that say, you know, why did he wake up in the morning and call someone else? And I'm like, I don't, you know, I'm like, I don't know what was said. Give me some details, please. But I think it's fun. It's all love. It's all love. Married 28 years. I'm not in love. He knows. He adores me. He treats me well. Am I not normal? Nah, you just fell out of emotions, right? But believe it or not, and y'all gonna think I'm crazy when I say this, marriage isn't always about emotions. Sometimes it's just a business. Some people get married just for the business part. You don't have to do that. But I would say, is there no chance of you finding a way to love him again? What made you fall out of love? That is sad. That sucks. But it happens to a lot of people, you know? Falling out of love. But here's the thing. Even though that's sad, at least she knows it. At least she admits it. There are some people who are chasing people that are bad for them that are trying to convince themselves they love that person. So a lot of people don't actually love people. They're just using people. At least she admitted it. That's a more realistic place to actually try. You know what I mean? That's a more realistic place. The dating pool is tough. Is using a matchmaker better than a website? Oh man, not the matchmakers. Okay, I've used a matchmaker before and I got exactly what I didn't want. So matchmakers can be very expensive. I know a lot of people that have used them. Sometimes you get lucky. They're a resource just like anyone else. But what I can tell you is it's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. So think about that. They're still human beings. No one can just magically make a human perfect for you, especially if you haven't worked through what you need to work through. If you still have flaws that you're working through, that person can find you a person. That's not hard to do. There are great people everywhere. But if you don't have the tools, then it won't matter. No matter, you can pay thousands of dollars, they'll get you the right person and it'll fumble. So what I would say is instead of looking for a matchmaker, I would first try to change my dating experience on my own by changing what I'm doing. Because for example, even though the dating pool is crazy right now, I don't have many bad experiences. I have great experiences. And it's because of how I've designed my situations, right? I don't allow myself to have a bad experience. The only way it can get real bad is if somehow you pass all of my checks. I screen people before I meet them. I'm sorry. Like, I do a phone call. I want to see if your head is on straight. I'm asking all the hard questions. Do you believe in God? Right? Thank you so much. Thank you, Carla. Do you believe in politics? Are you strong on certain views more than others? Is there anything that you feel like there's an opinion that would go against you, that would cancel you? Are you still talking to your ex? Are you friends with your ex? Do you have guy friends? If so, how close are you to them? What's that look like? I ask all the questions before I even go on a date. What the hell am I going on a date for? And we can cancel it now. I want to fail quickly. And then if they pass all of that stuff, if I feel comfortable and they feel comfortable, Then we hang out. It's really hard to have a bad experience after that unless they do something really left field. But even then, I can't be like, I didn't see it coming, right? Matchmakers are so expensive and no guarantees. 1,000%. Like I said, I went. I must have paid like 3,000 for mine. And she gave me exactly who I said wasn't my type. And then got mad at me. Because I was like, hey, I don't like this type of person with this type of belief, this type of blah, blah, blah. So then she was like, okay, here's the thing. You can call them, but you have to wait till you meet them. And I was like, okay. I wasn't going for it. I said, give me your social media. It was exactly what I said not to pick. What if he doesn't take me seriously, only wants to refuses to make me feel secure and safe? I think right now you're in a space where you find yourself looking at all of the negative possibilities when in actuality, I think you need to just take action. Because we can sit here and say what if 20 times till we're blue in the face. But the reality is you don't know the future. So instead of trying to predict the future, right, that none of us have access to, maybe just going through with trying something new and letting it unfold itself as it should. And I understand that it's scary, but it will set you free and give you the life that you need. So if you're ready for the life that you want, don't let the what if stop you. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get analysis paralysis and you're going to break down and you're not going to end up doing it because you're too scared of what could happen and you just want to stay in this space. Are you aware of transferring energy when meeting someone after a hard breakup? Oh, I believe in energy. I think it's I don't know if it's Newton that came up with the quote. Energy isn't created or destroyed, it's transferred from one party to another. So I believe very much in energy. Energy is very real. Why is he pulling away after 4.5 years, ghosted for 2 months? Is he playing games? No, he just don't want to talk to you. He ghosted you for 2 months because he just doesn't want to talk to you. There's either something that happened between you guys, or there's something he doesn't want, or he's talking to someone else. Now, here's my question. If he ghosted you for 2 months, and after 4.5 years, there were no signs leading up? What about appreciation? Maybe find a way to love him. That is true. That is a good option. That is a very good point. Meaning you attach to a new person because you didn't receive what you got from the old person. Yes, that's called doubling down, right? When you don't receive, like let's say you didn't receive physical affection from your last partner, but you were with them for a year, and the next person that shows you physical affection, you get with them just because of that, right? It's either double backing or doubling down. I forgot what it's called, but it's like you're not really genuinely wanting them. You're just trying to fill the void that you lost in the last person. So you don't really like them. You just like that they're filling in a space for you. How do you know if it's a real feeling or transferred energy? How can we tell the difference? You have to have a coach for that one. Because there's 20 million different ways I can tell you that, but that's really a per the person type of thing. That's not a universal thing. You know, at least for me, it's everybody's energy is individual, right? So I can tell you for you, but I can't give everybody the same blueprint. Gonna DM my question. Good call. Is there any way to make a guy want to go from hooking up to dating you? Yes. Yes, there is. But you're going to have to be willing to lose him. And I will be explaining this in my class or my exclusive meeting Wednesday evening. That is something, because what you're asking for is a change. And if you want to get that change, you're going to have to come to my Wednesday evening session. But you're going to have to apply to get in. You're going to have to DM me. By the way, for everyone that wants to work with me one-on-one, If you want your first session with me and you want to find out how to get it this week, go ahead and send me a DM right now with the word ready. Go ahead and do it. We got thousands of people on this live right now. Dang, okay, it's a rotating 85 every 5 minutes. So make sure you DM me. And for the Instagram people, I'm talking about TikTok. TikTok goes hard. Energy comes from the soul. Yes, it does. I'm scared of dating sites, but so many people have great luck. Well, why are you scared? You scared they're gonna bite? What are your thoughts on a polygamous relationship? Just wanted to pick your brain. So that's a good question. I personally couldn't do it. But I'm also raised a bit more old school and old fashioned. I believe in monogamy personally, one woman. I can't imagine adding more people into that mix and not feeling confused. Do I believe that there are people that can do that? Yes. I believe that there are people that can do polygamous situations. I can't do it. So for what I would say is, I don't really have a judgment on whether it's good or bad. I just look at what the people are doing and say, does it work for you? Can you guys be honest and transparent? And can you find a way to make this work without too much chaos? Have it, right? But I personally can't relate, but I can also understand that I'm not the only one way to have it. So it's interesting. I think it's interesting. I think that, you have to be a certain kind of person to be able to do that. But yeah, I don't really have much of an opinion outside that. Do you recommend any quality dating sites? Here's the thing. I think all dating sites have some type of crap in them because there are just people that are crap. It's not so much the dating sites that are bad as much as it is the people, right? Like the people get on it and they mess it up. Personally, what I've seen good results on for me and for a lot of my clients is Bumble and Hinge. Those are my two top ones that I would say I've seen more success with. But you got to be patient, right? Because if you have a particular type, it's going to take a little longer. After going through a separation and soon to be divorced, I'm so grateful I found an amazing man. Congratulations. I took a dating break because body issues were coming up. Online dating is tough. I'm worried I'm gonna let down in real life. Well, here's the thing. It might be time to question that, right? Like, how did that happen? And maybe that's something we could talk about. Time to let God lead me more than my heart. Absolutely. I think in the Bible it says, cast your worries onto him. So when you find yourself in confusion, that's when it's time to, give it to him. My boyfriend is going through a hard time and we might be taking a break. What should we do? Not take a break. Don't do it. Y'all are getting me with this me and my partner take a break stuff. Like, we're really out here taking breaks? You know how many people have taken a break and they came back pregnant? What are you doing? If you can't figure it out as a couple, then you don't need to be together. I'm be honest, you're taking the easy way out. Oh, well, let's just separate and go to separate places and not talk for a week. Nah, man. If that's not the type of marriage you want, don't do that. See, I think that's normal, but when I ask that question, I get told, why would you want to know that? You think what's normal? Sorry. There are a lot of questions in here. So some of y'all gonna have to describe stuff. Happened to my friend too, horrible experience. He didn't even make it through drinks. Yeah, sometimes it happens, but I mean, that's the nature of the beast. You sign up for dating, you sign up for a little bit of crazy until you find your person. Why is it that so many men ages 30 to early 40s are non-committal, not settling with anyone? They're not settling with you, right? So here's the thing. If you meet guys who say they don't want to commit to you, it's because you're not the person. And I know that's hard to hear because it's like, well, they're out here playing. There are guys that are out here playing. But I can tell you a lot of them they have an ideal person in their mind that they're not meeting. So that's what you have to make sure you know. Are you their ideal person? Are you the person that they would give up everything for? Because that's what we're all looking for, right? A lot of us have an ideal person. We have a checklist. And if that person doesn't hit our checklist, it's on to the next. I would say a lot of us have a lot higher standards than we used to. And as we're getting older, our standards get even higher. But what's funny is the dating field, in my opinion, gets tougher as we get older. Because now people have a lot more traumas and a lot more stuff they're dealing with, a lot more stuff they're packing on. So it might be worth a question in that regard, right? IDM you, thank you. Law of conservation of energy. Yep. Why is he ghosting me, but I feel like I'm on his mind? Because you're telling yourself something so you can cope. You don't know if you're on his mind. You're just saying, I feel it because it helps you cope with the reality that he ghosted you. So it's easier for you to say to yourself, he's still thinking about me, when in reality, he probably doesn't care. So that's where you have to face reality, right? If someone's willing to ghost you, they're willing to lose you. That's a harsh reality. Dating site seems like everyone is wasting time and not serious. All are ghosting. A lot of people are, but not everybody. But that's why you can't focus so hard on dating sites either. If you make dating sites your only resource, then yeah, you're gonna meet a lot of screwballs. But see, here's what's funny. When people say it seems like everyone is wasting time, I wanna challenge that and say, how many people did you talk to? Because if you say 10 people are wasting your time, that's not everybody, that's not even close, right? For example, my dad is in his mid-60s. He met a woman who was like the love of his life on dating sites. So here's the thing. He had to talk to 100 women. I counted, I saw it. This dude was playing, he was numbers. Hey, I like you, whatever. Hey, can we chat? Hey, what's this about? Day and night, dude was going crazy on the dating apps. And that's what it took for him to find this person. So if you're not running numbers like that, you ain't seen everybody. You seem well read and open minded, though. Yes, because I also understand. Thank you so much that you say that. Yes, even though my original, natural makeup is more old school, it doesn't mean that I can't understand someone else's perspective. And I don't like, to be honest with you, I'm not a fan of the idea that because you are one way, you can't understand or try to comprehend another way. I think the reality is a lot of people refuse to understand someone else because they think that their way is better. See, I don't think I'm better than anyone. I don't think I'm the best method. I just know what works for me. And I also know that what works for me may not be great for other people. So I don't want to project my way of thinking and my style on everyone else. Thank you so much, Moni. Thank you. She's giving me the heart puffs. I appreciate you, girl. Because that's the thing, is like, you can still take time to understand people and realize that they're not bad people just because they choose differently from you. That's judgment. And I really do question, and I'm not gonna go into it, but people who claim to be well-rounded, yet they're super judgmental to people that don't match their own style, that's not good. That's not what we're called to do. And I really do, I'm gonna always call that out. He says he wants to marry me, but I don't have his ideal look of locks for hair. I have a short afro. Can a man marry a guy? Huh? Are you a guy? Men who allow women to pay for everything on their own, including all. Well, see, here's the thing. You say allow, right? Why don't you just stop paying? You don't have to pay everything. If he's okay with it, then maybe that's just who he is, right? But you can tell him, hey, I don't want to pay for that. I think that the topic, here's what I realize is very sensitive in today's world, in dating society. We are very sensitive about talking about money. Like, what's that about? Like, why is it so hard to tell someone, hey, can you pay for this? Or, hey, can we go half on this? Hey, I'm over budget today. Like, why is it so taboo for us to talk about money? Yet all of us, or a lot of us, are having expectations on how that's supposed to go. You're supposed to tell me you don't want me to pay. Like, what are we doing? Why can't we just say it? And then we say we're mad that other people aren't honest with us, but we're not being honest with them. How to handle anxiety when a BF text communicates with certain women. He lately thinks I overreact. You probably do overreact in this mind. How to handle anxiety, you have to learn how to be okay with it. How do you feel about the law of attraction? Is that a true thing when it comes to looking for your partner? Yes. That is a real thing. Furry, white, fluffy baby. She's not white. She's like beige. She's got a white bottom. She's over there sleeping. You don't see her? She's like right next to the pillow. She's sleeping like she pays the rent. Cheers from New Zealand. Hey, New Zealand. What's up, girl? My ex told our friend that he's going to talk to me. I feel conflicted. What should I do? I don't know. Why is it your ex? And why is he telling your friend and not you? Hey, Kim. Hey, Gene. My ex blocked me. Do you have a cat or dog? I have a dog. I have a small dog. She's a puppy. Thought she was going to be bigger. They lied. With no explanation, how do I not think it's all my fault? You're going to have to meet with me. DM me to get a session with me. Kiss her for me. You want me to go wake her up? How would you feel if someone woke you up? Well, forehead kisses are a good way to be woke up. I'll admit that. If you are DMing me to get into the group this week to learn how to change a manipulator, go ahead and send me a DM. Who are you? Yes, if you are ready, I got people signing up, so here we go. If you would like me to get in touch with you after this meeting, go ahead and DM me the word ready. DM me the word ready. And I will get you into the group, and I will get you a one-on-one with me. If you want a one-on-one, if you want to talk to me through your situation in particular, get that. Get it, girl. Get it. All right, let me go ahead and look through these. It depends on who it is. Facts. Because I'm not going to lie. Hey, Days. What's up, girl with the rose? She got 2 roses. She said, I'm going to be shouted out. She said, look, when I come in, you acknowledge me. I do the same thing. I'll go on people's live that are like super famous or whatever, and I'll just start buying roses. I'm like, look, just say my name. I don't even want to hear you talk. I just want to hear that you know me. Going to get ready for salsa? Go ahead, get salsa. Do some bachata too. Should I marry him when I don't have his ideal look, but nonetheless he still wants me? It doesn't matter. What matters is what's on the inside. But it's up to you. Moni, thank you so much. You got me another heart. Oh no, she got to join my team heart. What's up, girl? What's up, Moni? So we ended on good terms, but I realized how toxic it was and told my friend everything, so that's why. Well, do you want him back? I had a guy call me and text me every day, but never ask for a date. Why waste my time? You wasted your time. That's not him. See, here's the thing. If that's the case, everybody can waste your time. Just because a guy calls and texts you doesn't mean he's going to take you out. The way you have to think about dating is think of it in segments. Just because a guy calls you doesn't mean he's going to text you. Just because he texts you doesn't mean he's going to call you. Just because he calls and texts you doesn't mean he's going to take you out. Just because he calls and texts and takes you out doesn't mean that you're going to be taken out again. You are not entitled to any kind of behavior. So what you should say instead of why waste my time? Why waste time? What you should say is, why am I not focused on more guys? Why am I so hyper-focused on this one? If you start thinking in terms of that, you won't feel like you're wasting time, because I can guarantee you, a lot of these guys are talking to like 4 different girls. So that's one of the reasons why, because there's no investment here. You're just one of the options he's talking to, but he's got other girls that he's trying to meet up, and he probably met those. So you should be meeting other guys. No one's tied into anything. That's how you make the dating field way more easier, to where you don't have to go through these questions. Hi, Xavier. Is there new topics every week in the group? Yes, it is. We have something new every week for the last few months. I recorded all the videos where you can see what's happened, what I said about narcissists. I even exposed how narcissistic I used to be. I went down into the trenches of how bad I used to be. I actually talked about some situations that I did where women were not happy with me, that I was ashamed of. I even got emotional during one of our talks. But you ain't gonna see that until you go to the Wednesday night, baby. But the thing is, he's so unaware and would dismiss my emotions, so that's why I don't want to do it. He's not unaware, he just doesn't care. I'm gonna need a lot of ladies to start changing the word unaware with don't care. He's not unaware, he doesn't care. He is aware. If you said it and you verbalized it, he's aware that you said it. He just didn't care enough to take action. Don't care. You're not important enough. That's the reality we don't want to face. We don't want to hear that. So then what we do, instead of saying that a guy doesn't care about us, we make him sound like he's a child that doesn't know life. Well, he just doesn't know. He grew up so bad and he doesn't realize it. His parents, they used to yell at each other, so he doesn't get it. No, he gets it. He don't care. Because let me tell you, if his boss at work told him to do something, would he do it? See? That's how you know it's that simple. There's a level of respect that is not in here. Is it impossible to have a cordial breakup with a narc? Almost, yeah. Because they're a narc. They're narcissists. Everything has to be on win-lose terms. And here's the thing, why do you need a cordial breakup to move on? That's another question. I don't care how we broke up. Here, I'm gonna try my best to be normal with you. If you're not willing to meet me halfway on that, I used the wrong finger, but you get it. If you're not willing to meet me halfway on that, then I don't have time for you. Forget you. So either you're gonna come correct because I value myself and I'm not gonna let you talk to me any old kind of crazy way. So either you're gonna come correct or this ain't happening. We're done. So the fact that that's all you can do. If we have an open relationship in his end, am I allowed to feel hurt the first time he starts doing something to someone else, or is he right saying I need to support him? If you agree to it, then this is on you. You're allowed to feel hurt, but the hurt is your fault because you agreed to this. If you agreed to let someone go sleep with someone else and then you feel hurt when it happens, that hurt is on you. So if you at all try to make him the villain to what you agreed to, that's on you, girl. I'm sorry. Like you should never prove that if you are going to be hurt by what he does. You have to understand certain things only certain type of people can do. I can't do an open relationship because if I find out that my girlfriend is up under some other guy, I'm gonna lose my marbles. And you think I'm famous on social media now. So that's the thing is like that may not be something you want to deal with. So what you need to do is be real about it. You have to let him know, I can't handle this. I thought I could, And hopefully you can get over the fact that he already did something. Do you think a man ever really gets over someone he had kids with? Oh yeah. Sometimes he didn't even want to have kids with them. Why am I not interested in dating at all? I don't know. You tell me. How do you speak with multiple guys and not get attached? I get attached to every guy. Then that means there's something going on with you. Right? That is something outside the guys. There's something that's going on with you where you get attached very quickly. And that's not healthy even for one guy. Right? So what that means is you might have to talk to a coach. Because you might have to challenge whatever it is that's inside of you that makes you feel attached so quickly. What made you change, Xavier, from your ways? A lot of good women had to walk away from me. He's not aware. He doesn't care. Yes. He's not aware. He's not unaware. He doesn't care. I say that all the time. He's so unaware. He has no home training. He eats with his hands. How would he know how to treat me right? Girl, you better stop. You better stop all that. Don't you dare enable this man. I'm coming after you. Do guys really work on themselves after a breakup or do they rebound? I would say from what I've seen, most guys just rebound. How do you make progress with the man you're dating if they're still chasing their dream, but your life is already set? Well, by supporting him. If you're already set, it should be, more room for you to support him, right? If he's chasing his dream and, he's got a hard way to go about it, maybe there's something that you can do, right? If you have bandwidth, maybe there's something you can do to support his dream. Maybe there's something you can take off his plate and help him out, right? So, and then maybe he can give to you too. That's the only way, honestly, right? Like, for example, if a woman in my life at this point, I'm doing a lot. You could consider this somewhat of a dream, right? But I do run a business here. But as we build it up, it becomes bigger. I don't get a lot of time to focus on myself. So if a woman was to be with me, I would need a supportive woman. And I would support her too. But it's kind of hard, right? I miss your realness. I'm back, baby. I'm back. I drank my mushroom coffee this morning. Rise. My ex-husband didn't want to bear children with me because of that issue. Because of what issue? Hearing some of this helps put things into perspective. Yeah, attachment issues for me as well. Yep, that's when you got to learn your attachment issues. You got to learn it. And then when you learn about it, then you have to work on it. Because if you don't, you will annihilate yourself. How do I confront my man about corn addiction? He watches a lot, but we sleep together every day. Well, the first question is, why does it bother you? And I'm not saying that to sound facetious. I actually mean that. If you guys have a very good, I can't say the SEX word, but and it's going well, it doesn't affect his performance, why does it bother you? You are awesome. Thank you, Days. Do you think men can genuinely have feelings for their rebound? Most of the time, I would say no, but sometimes yes. It depends on context. It's case by case. I have to schedule an appointment with you. There's been some major things happen at home. Well, make sure you get on top of it before everyone else do. If both parties are chasing dreams, should they even be dating? Well, it'll be a lot like a long distance relationship at that point, to be honest, because if you're both chasing dreams, that's going to be tough. And that's the thing that sucks about being a person that chases your dreams is a lot of the times you have to give up on relationships, right? Because to maintenance it, it's going to be a lot. Because chasing a dream is a lot like building a business. You got to put in some hours. You got to put in some days. You got to put in energy you don't even have. And there are some times when you're broke. There's some times when you don't have it like you want it and you're not meeting the quota. And, you might not be all the way good. So you can try to be in a relationship as long as you both are okay with the ups and downs of what's happening. And there's no guarantee, right? It can still work, but it would take a lot of maintenance. And no contact, and all I do is watch tarot and psychic readings. I wouldn't look at those a whole lot. Now, I don't have anything against tarot or psychics, but what I would say is sometimes you got to be careful because some of those people are lying to you. And sometimes I feel like when things aren't working out for us, we're so desperate to get an answer that we'll literally listen to anyone. And I'm not saying that I'm the know-it-all either, but like I said, I told you I'm not the know-it-all. But some of those people act like know-it-alls. Oh, this is what's gonna happen to you. This card says you're gonna meet the love of your life. They're just baiting you, right? They're just trying to get you to get in there and believe that you're gonna have some magical experience and everything you ever wanted. Don't let them do that, I have a question. Not all of them. I'm sure some of them are very legit. This guy is not putting a lot of effort and thought into the dates. And when I told him, he said he doesn't want to be used and left. Don't use him. What can I do? Date someone else? I mean, he pretty much drew his boundary. He doesn't like the way you approach it. He says the way you do it makes him feel used. You think the way he does it, you don't like it. So either you're going to put up with it or you're going to walk. She said, bring him to church. That's funny. The corn bothers me because I notice he's meaner after he watches. He's also not as affectionate. So here's what you can do. Use that as the reason. You can tell them, right? You can say, because guys who watch a lot of corn, they get very defensive and they get very weird, right? So especially if they're addicted, you have to understand it's an addiction, right? Just like alcohol, just like drugs, just like some people who have love addictions, it's an addiction you're fighting. This is not just some, oh, you can put it down anytime type of thing. Dude is addicted. So you are talking to an addict. That's not a normal situation. If he's addicted, then yeah, you're gonna have to put on your boxing gloves because you're gonna have to tell him this is the way you act after it, and I've noticed that changes, and I don't like the way that makes me feel. Is there any chance that we can work on that? If he says no, I don't know what to tell you. became my ex because he wanted to start chasing his dreams, but I noticed him going out every weekend. Well, I don't know what to say about that. No, I'm rich. I don't need him. He's bringing his past baggage into me. Sounds like you need a session. There's a lot. You got a lot going on. It started with one question, and now we got like 20 more. If you haven't asked him about if there's another person and you're in no contact, what if he comes back from no contact and want to bring up friends? Does that ever work? It can, but you're in no contact. Why? Why are you in no contact? Is it normal I got my first tattoo and he got mad and stopped talking to me? I mean, normal for him. Thank you, Moni. Is he the type of guy that doesn't like women with tattoos? You know, some people are not attracted to that. You know? If he liked you, if one of the reasons, have a good day, you too, Moni. If one of the reasons why he liked you was because you didn't have any tattoos, and then you went and got a tattoo, that's probably why. Because I know some guys that are just looking for girls who have no tattoos. Yeah, I have a sale right now. If you DM me. It was a tiny tattoo. You're telling me. Like, I don't know. I don't care. So you got bills. I got bills too. I got bills too. This is my job, you know. But yeah, if it's a tiny tattoo, it doesn't matter to a person that doesn't want to date someone that has tattoos. So it's not that you're a bad person. It's just that that's what he didn't prefer. Just like some women prefer a man to look a certain way. Some women prefer a man with long hair. Some of them prefer him with short hair. Some women prefer a guy with a bigger beard, and the second he shaves it off, they're not attracted. Some people just have their things, you know? So I don't think it's an attack on your character as a person. I think that he just didn't want someone that had tattoos. Period. How do you vet guys fast so you don't waste time on dead ends? You join my group and you have sessions with me? I can't tell you personally without you talking to me. That's a personal question. How do you personally vet guys? Because if I can't tell everyone. Ugly. I'm playing. There's a thing going on now where they say women with tattoos or piercings are bad. I mean, they got judgments for every damn thing. You know, it's always everything. Everything. They say I've known some guys who said they won't date a woman that doesn't have tattoos. I got dudes like that in my building right now who say, man, she gotta have tattoos if I'm a dater. And there's some guys who say, I don't want no tattoos. It's just personal preference. Like it doesn't, but I think the problem is in society, you know, people tend to take it personal when they feel like they don't qualify for every single person, you know? What do you say about mental health related issues, but the guy is so solid? Just struggles at times. As long as you are able to deal with it and be realistic about it, then you're good. What matters more about a person is that you can deal with them, right? What you can deal with, the bad parts over problems. I don't have an insecurity there. I'm just messing with you, but thank you. No, I just like it. I don't know. Been this way for years. Ever since I started TikTok and I couldn't let it go. Am I the bad guy for not wanting to do it on the fifth date? He's cool. I'm just not rushing. No. Now, here's my question. Now, here's another question. Even though you're not doing it on the fifth date, do you feel like you want to? Because that's a difference, right? Like sometimes you might be really attracted to the person, but you just don't want to move that fast. Can an extrovert and an introvert work? Yeah. Have you ever heard of the theory of polarity? Polarizing relationships? That's normally what works really well. People who are that's active and passive right there a little bit. What's your take on settling? I think that there's a lot of negative connotations behind the word settling. And I think that, I think that in society we've demonized or villainized the idea that settling for someone could be a good thing. I think that settling just means that you're just being real sometimes, But here's what I say. There's a difference between healthy settling and unhealthy settling too, right? Unhealthy settling is I can't get what I want, so I'm just gonna deal with somebody that abuses me. That's unhealthy. Healthy settling is, you know what? I only go for millionaires. Maybe a person that has a 9 to 5 and treats me right is the way to go. See, that's looking for someone who cares about you more for a relationship and not letting the superficial, get control of you. Because I know women, I have a lot of clients that are married to millionaires and they are miserable. They are absolutely miserable. They wake up in the morning hating their lives. Hating it. You would never think that's possible. Driving Lambos, hating it. How to get disappointment of your ex leaving, breaking up when you wanted You joined my group? No second date means he's not attracted to you? Maybe. It definitely means he doesn't want it. All right, now, so I'm going to open up a few more spots. If you would like to work with me one-on-one, go ahead and send me a DM with the word ready. I'm staying on here. We're rocking today. Send me the word ready in my DMs now if you want to get a spot, because I'm doing one-on-ones this week. Dang, this video blew up. No, I didn't blow up that much, though. Someone said Dusty. What gives? What do you mean, what gives? Last hot take. Do you believe there is such thing as a right person at the wrong time? Nope. I believe that if it is truly the right person, you guys will be able to get through what it takes. I don't believe it could be the wrong time. It's not the wrong time for the right person. No, they didn't call me Dusty. They called someone else Dusty. He threw a big B-day for me and then a week later ghosted me after 4 years. I'm seriously confused. So either he's just crazy and he just does random things, or you missed something big during that 4-year period. Because how is it possible that he randomly just ghosted you and you didn't have any warning signs whatsoever? After 4 years? Were y'all like a perfect couple? Like, what's happening here? To be honest, that might be more of a concern, right? How is it that I'm being ghosted after 4 years and I can't see why that might have happened? Yes, it was perfect. Okay, so you would be the first ever person that I've met that had a perfect relationship where nothing went wrong and someone just dipped out. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but you would be number one on my list because I've never heard that to be true. Why do men bully their women Why do they act dumb on purpose? Because they do it to women who allow it. It was long distance. There we go. There we go. That makes all the sense. That was all the sense. Okay. It was long distance. You were long distance for 4 years? How do you not allow it? By getting a coach and creating some boundaries. So you can DM me. We dated for 2 years and then 2 years long distance relationship. Yeah, nah, that's all the way a red flag. I'm sorry. Like, if I had to judge from what I've seen, that whole relationship is a red flag. You dated for 2 years, no marriage. Then you went long distance for 2 years, still no marriage. That alone was a break in itself. Longer than a year in a long distance relationship, it's almost like you got to start raising alarms. And yeah, it's very easy to make things look perfect when you're long distance because it's not realistic, right? Long distance is kind of like we have to base it off of what could be. We're spending a lot of conversations talking about hope and promises. It's not really in your face every day brushing my teeth, right? So I think that's what went wrong. The long distance part killed it. And the long distance was too long. That's a long time, man. So unless the person is like army or something or military, but even in military relationships and marriages, they break because of the distance, So that's a very risky territory. There's an end goal and plan. Yeah, there wasn't even an end goal and plan in the relationship. Dating for 2 years, he wanted to get married 6 months in, but I wasn't ready, and then he never brought it up. Well, there you go. 6 months in, he knew he was ready. So you turned it down, which is fine, but it's only but so much time he's going to be in this before he's like, I'm done. Honestly, it should take you no more than a year to know, and this is research that's backed by psychology, it should take no more than a year to know what you're trying to do with this relationship. Otherwise, y'all are just, it's like you're playing house. I'll be real with you. Was too soon for her, that's not fair. I didn't say whether it was too soon or too long. I just said by a year at least you should know. Right? I was ready, but he wanted me to take the lead at that point. So if he wanted you to take the lead, I thought you said it was perfect. So is that an imperfect thing in your relationship? See what I'm saying? I thought your situation was perfect. Do anxious attached partners come back? He ended it after I pushed him away. Now he has a rebound. Why should he come back if you pushed him away? Why'd you push him away? Saying for him to never resurface it was unfair if he knew it was too soon for her too. Well, at the same time, it's not unfair because he has a right to say, okay, I was at 6 months and I was ready, you weren't, so I'm gonna chill now. And then he just went on with it. It's at that point, balls in anyone's court. Putting the expectation on him to keep bringing it up after he was already turned down, any expectation, I would say, is unfair, right? What should have happened is after you knew he was ready at 6 months, here's what I think could have been a compromise for you, right? After you knew he wasn't ready at 6 months, maybe you could have waited about a year or so, and then you could have said, I could see myself marrying you. Meet him halfway so that at least he knows, oh, okay, no one brings it up, then it is what it is. Then we're just having fun at this point. Because there should be no expectation for someone to carry any torch after that. It's like, I did my part. I let you know in 6 months. Because I can tell you for a fact, I'm a no in 6 months. Because I'm a very decisive man. I know exactly what I'm looking for. And when I date someone, I'm a no. I'm a no in 2 to 3 months if you're what I'm looking for. 6 months, I'm going to let you know you're the type of person I would marry. Now, I may not marry you in 6 months, but I'm definitely going to know. If you're not there, that's cool. I'm not going to spend the rest of the time keep bringing it up. That's no. I did tell him after a year that I was ready, but he said he needed to focus on a career at the moment. Oh yeah, it was over. It was over. It was over. Yeah, I hate to say it. That sounds like it was over because the fact that he went from I want to get married to I want to focus on my career, that shows that when he didn't get what he wanted in that moment, he immediately switched gears. And he was like, "All right, forget it." So, yeah. Yeah, I think that was the moment to start cutting it loose. Cuz that makes no sense. How did you go from you want to get married and then 6 months later you want to focus on your career? That's a little bit weird. Because I'm avoidant-ish. If you're an avoidant, then you need to work on that before you date anyone. Because this whole push and pull thing that you're doing, first of all, here's what I'm gonna tell you. Attachment styles, I get, are real. It's a great way to identify what someone struggles with, but that doesn't mean that's who you are. And this is what pop psychology does. It makes you think, label you this is who you are. You'll never be able to break out of that. That's just telling you what they've identified. You can choose to not be avoidant. You can choose to not have anxious attachment. Don't let pop psychology tell you that you are one kind of person all the time. You can work on these things. So what I would say for you is, thank goodness you owned it. Thank you, Slim. But it's also on you to own it and to make changes. Because you don't have to stay that way. You can change your brain chemistry. You can change your neural pathways. You can change your habits. You don't have to stay in avoidant. You don't have to stay in anxious. And he hurt me, then, okay, then you will have to do something differently, right? If he hurt you and you felt hurt, then why do you want him back now? You're gonna have to think more logically, right? And you'll probably have to DM me because you sound like you might need help. Do avoidance ever change or just leave them alone? It depends on how much that person wants to change. It has nothing to do with you. If that person wants to change, they will change. But if they don't, then they won't. But then why drag the relationship for another 3 years after it? To be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know. But I can tell you, I knew it was over based on that. Some guys just like to have someone. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. Some guys are people just use each other nowadays. And sometimes we gotta look at these clues. We gotta look at these clues to know it's a wrap. I could have told you forever ago. My clients that work with me, they know immediately. How do we know if they really want to change? They may act it for a while. You have to go to my Wednesday evening session, my Wednesday evening exclusive meetup. I will tell you exactly how to know that. Didn't mean anything to him. How do you know that? Just because he left, do you think it doesn't mean anything to him? Stupid phone kicked me out. Style book? I don't know. I'm gonna have to think on that one. The next 2 years were fine, but then last year he kept saying I should have moved in with him and not marry. Yeah, he wants things his way. It sounds like you guys just were not compatible. You guys did not agree on the pacing of this. He wants you to move in, he wants you to marry. Then you don't want to marry that quickly. Then you want to marry a year later. Then he says, I'm focusing on my career. Then he says, move in. You guys can't make decisions together. You guys don't align. That's the reality. You're just not compatible. When it comes to making decisions, it's not working. You both have these yes and no's that don't line up. Hey, Fiji. Does infidelity mean from a man means he doesn't love you? If you asked him to be faithful to you and he cheated on you, yes, that means he doesn't love you because he doesn't respect you. No respect. Absolutely. I'm signing up for the supportive partner role for you. You sure you're ready for that? We are both not good on decisions. You're right on that one. Gotcha. No, but I'm not trying to be right, you know? I just call it like I see it. And so that maybe that's something for you guys to consider in the future with your new partners, right? Choosing someone that makes you feel better about making decisions or becoming better at making decisions and then choosing someone, right? Because 4 years, yeah, that's a long time. I hate wasting time, man. Does a womanizer who cheated with prostitutes deserve another chance? If he says he want to change and show some effort, that's a steep hill. I mean, that's a. I actually don't know on that one. You might have got me there. I don't know. I'd like to think anyone can be convinced to change. Anyone can change if they have the wherewithal, but that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Because I would ask, like, why would you cheat with prostitutes? Because here's the thing. You have to question what change means at that point, right? What change is there? That's who he is. If he's willing to sleep with other women that do this as a living, with the risk that he could catch a disease and bring it back to you, he's got a don't give a meter in his head that just goes, right? When he sees a certain kind of woman, he doesn't care if he has to pay for it. He doesn't care what diseases they carry. He's just jumping on the opportunity. So what is there to change? I think the idea that he needs to change is unrealistic, right? There is no changing. He's that type of person. So what you're wanting him to do is show that he's not that person, or that he can close that for himself. He can minimize that, right? I know you have an urge to sleep with prostitutes, but I'm hoping that you can put that away from me. That's what you're saying, because you're not going to convince him that that was wrong. Some people like that are just a type of person, man. Like, how can a man know he has that ish and not try to fix it before getting in a relationship? Because he just wants to keep meeting women who will keep dealing with it with him. He admitted he likes women so much, but he want to change because he don't want to risk his family again. Well, that's the thing, is that he's not changing anything. Thank you, Zeal. Thank you for the rose. He's not changing anything. He just wants to stop being so damn horny for other women. He's never going to stop liking other women. He's not just going to lose that ability magically. He's not going to wake up one day and say, I don't desire these women. He's going to probably desire them. He's going to desire to pay for them. It's really easy. It's easy access. He doesn't have to try that hard. You ain't changing that. But maybe he's willing to give that up for you. But you're not going to change the way he thinks about it. That's unrealistic. Thank you again, Zeal. Thank you for the finger. The finger heart. That sounded weird, baby. Have you encountered someone who purposely gets a rebound and ends up being a great match? Yeah. Yeah, I have seen that. It's rare, but I've seen it. Very rare. It's like winning the lottery. Since initially they needed help to detach being distracted. Well, sometimes people are really set on the fact that they're not going to work out with their person, right? I think what matters more is that they are set on the fact that they are done. So sometimes they're really done with their person. They might still need to detach, but they're really done. So they can date someone else. They may not be 100% emotionally present, but they're working towards it, right? So as long as you know you're done, that's what matters. It's the people who don't know if they're done that are bad. Like, you should not be dating. Who is this? Oh my goodness, this is so annoying. My boyfriend and I broke up for a month. He did tell me that he went out on dates. We are now back together. We've been together for 4 years. Does it mean he doesn't have real feelings for me? Well, if you guys mutually agreed to break up and he went out on dates and you're back together, maybe he went on dates realizing that you're the one he really wants. Maybe that's it, right? Hope you post this live. I need to keep listening to it. So my stuff usually gets posted in the private group. The private group gets all the benefits. So if you want access, go ahead and DM me. Also, like I said, if you want a one-on-one with me or you want to get the private group, if you want both, send me a DM right now. I got a few spots. First come, first serve. I see the DMs already. I really still have feelings for him. Is there anything I can do for him to stop ghosting? You need to question why he's ghosting you. Right? Like, you really need to start looking at yourself and saying, why does he want to talk to you? How do you navigate knowing you're ready for marriage, but keep meeting guys that aren't ready, but want to be friends? You stop talking to them. That's how you navigate. You just cut them off until you meet the one. I don't waste time. If I'm looking for a relationship and marriage, I don't waste time with women that aren't looking for it. It's that easy. Oh, you don't want it? See you later. Well, what do you mean, Xavier? I thought we could. Nope. I need a woman that's looking for the real thing, that's ready to settle down, that's looking for her forever person. If that's not you, we missed it. Is being friends with the ex a red flag? It depends on the person. Honestly, I could not date someone that's friends with their exes, but there are some people that do. So I don't think it's a universal red flag. I think it's a red flag for some people. Thank you, Gene. She says, sigh. You don't need no sigh. Get an older woman speaking for a friend. That's funny. I dated plenty of women older than me. Haha, let's go. People are DMing for this one-on-one, people. If you haven't gotten it yet, please get it now. Like, if you got something, oh man, I've been sitting here for a while. This is one of the longer lives I've done. It's been about an hour and a half. Is there such a thing as the one? So here's what I would say. I don't believe that there's this one person that you meet and then it just all makes sense. I'm sorry if that blows a lot of people's fantasy, but I don't believe that. Here's what I believe. I believe the one is formed. I believe that that's a created process. The person that's the one for you is the one that is willing to work with you more than anyone else. The person that's willing to love you through just about anything. The one who is more set up that way. Someone who is, and you don't know how they got there. Maybe they had too many failed relationships. Maybe they've been through a certain amount of trauma. Maybe they've been through some things. And now they can value a person. So I think the one is formed. It's when two people come together and they're like, I'm willing to work for this no matter what. Not some magical person you touch your hand on in a grocery store and you're like, I feel it. Now, granted, I know some people have that experience, but I don't know. What the heck is that magnifying glass? What does that mean? Why are y'all posting that? Oh, we paying attention. That's what that means? You didn't even know she did that. I was like, that was so weird. I was like, is there a glitch in the Matrix right now? Like, why are everybody putting the same emoji? Scary, baby. That's funny. That's funny. Y'all had some synchronization. Usually means paying attention or listening to closer or tell me more. Oh, that's what that means? I don't know why. I always thought that when people put like the thing on their eye and they stared into something, it was always like, what are you saying? Like they're trying to spot something and it made me like insecure for a second. I'm like, what? Thank you. Do you believe in over the three? Do you believe in the three loves you encounter in your lifetime? So here's what I would say. I've heard that before, and I've really questioned that myself. I would hate if that is true because I think I'm definitely over my limit. You know what I mean? I think I have met women that, thinking back, I have met women that genuinely loved me. And that genuinely would have given me a chance, no matter how bad I was. And instead of, being mature about it, I lost that. So I haven't found it very often after the fact. I don't know. I don't know if it is true. It sounds true. But I don't know. I don't think so. I'd like to think that that's not true. I think a lot more people do love us, are willing to love us, but we are just not attracted to them. I think a lot of us are not attracted to people that would give us a real chance. And that's a lot of the times what's holding us back. But you are aware that you lost that, so you allowed yourself to be loved. Oh yeah, yeah. But can't handle his own. What are you talking about? I think whoever this is might have taken what I said out of context. Oh no, your ex. Oh, whoops. I was like, yeah, I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. No, you're fine. Can a guy catch feelings for another woman but has a girlfriend? That's a good question. Here's what I think. I think if he's catching feelings for another woman while he has a girlfriend, because we are human beings, right? Just because we're in a relationship doesn't mean that we're the only two people we're attracted to in the whole world. It's human nature that you might, see someone and think, wow, they're cute. But here's what I would say. If he allows himself to get feelings for another woman, that's what happened. I don't believe you can just catch feelings out of nowhere. I think that you opened yourself up to it, you know? Because when I'm in a relationship, I'm not opening myself up to nothing. Like, there's certain conversations I'm not gonna have with you. There's certain things I'm not gonna talk to you about because I don't need to get that vulnerable with you. Why do I need you? I got my girlfriend. Don't you need friends? No, my girlfriend's my friend. Don't you need somebody to go on a lunch date with? No, my girlfriend. But that's the type of person I am, so that it would be almost impossible for me to catch feelings. So I think it's more about what you do. They were like, yo, I was even like, what the heck? Save space here. What did she say? Zoomtastic. What do you mean by Zoomtastic? Yo, you are funny. Oh my God, yo. Y'all are funny on these lives. This happens to me every time. Every time. Y'all, see, here's what I have. I'm not gonna show you the names, but these are people that have DM'd me that would like to have a one-on-one or a group session. So I'm making sure that I'm keeping track so I know how many people to get in here and I'm looking through it. I'm also looking at the views on my TikTok, okay? Y'all are funny, man. Y'all are funny. Every time. This happens every time I get on live. I start looking at my phone. There's someone that's gonna be like, why are you looking at me? Are men really afraid to work on themselves? My guy friends say they don't have the time. Girlfriends is funny. Y'all are a little funny. Are men really afraid to work on themselves? My guy friend says they don't have the time. I don't think they're afraid to. I think they just don't want to. They just don't care. A lot of guys don't care to work on themselves. Just kidding. I know y'all being funny. A lot of guys don't care to work on themselves. They'd rather just stay stagnant and hope that hope that a woman will put up with it. Is there room on the list? For what? For the one-on-one or for the group? Or to be one of my girlfriends? Apparently, that's the joke. Just want to say thank you for not wearing the shirt. Oh yeah, I know. What do you think about blocking? What do you mean? Like when you block someone? I think it's a great thing. I'll block like crazy. If you piss me off, man, you're getting a hot block. Is a committed relationship the same as a dedicated one? What's the difference? I feel like you just hit me with some word salad. Hold on. I'm gonna look this up. I feel like that's like a tongue twister. Like, you just hurt my brain. All right, I'm gonna look this up. You know you gave me a twister of a situation when I gotta look something up. Where's my thingy? Oh, come on, man. The sourcing? You're funny. Oh my goodness. I hate the 502 bad gateway thing. It's got on my nerves. ChatGPT 4. Oh, stupid. This is dumb. There we go. No. Damn it. All right, let me see. Is a committed relationship the same as a dedicated one? While the terms, oh my goodness, I got an answer. While the terms committed relationship and dedicated relationship are often used interchangeably, they can have slightly different connotations depending on context. See, that sounds so confusing in itself. Connotations depending on context. A committed relationship implies a serious long-term where both partners have agreed to exclusively involve with each other, loyalty, stability, blah, 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 marriage. Dedicated suggests a strong focus on a relationship and a willingness to put in the effort and time to make it work. Highlights devotion and a proactive approach to maintaining and nurturing the relationship. Can be applied to both romantic and non-romantic relationships. Boom. Nailed it. If anyone asks, I said that answer, not Chad. Not Chad. Your dog is cute. Stop licking your feet. If you lie to me in the very beginning, I will block you in a heartbeat. Hey, I feel that. My ex is bipolar and wore a shirt that said, my bipolar is my superpower. It sounds like something Kanye would say. He wouldn't change for anything or take meds and collected $2,100 from Social Security every month. What? Social Security gave him $2,100 every month for being bipolar? Oh no, Social Security is after you retire, right? The GF list, my person tried to play me, so I dipped. No, he and his feelings. Y'all funny. Clear cash. That's crazy. Well, I mean, he's happy the way he is. You can pull Social Security disability early? Nah, chill. I got disability too. 2,100 goes crazy. What? He got 2,100 a month for being bipolar? Bro. You know what? In that case, I think I'm feeling a little bit different myself. That's crazy. What state is this in? I didn't, yo, that's crazy. I did not know that. Oh, man. I need to get my therapist friend to diagnose me real quick. You know, people in the therapy community, you got bills paid. What if your partner goes on social media liking other females' posts? Well, if you said no and he's not changing it, that means he doesn't care about how you feel. Where they do that at? For real, I just said what state? In New York? No, man. Do you know how many people are gone? Oh my goodness, I can't believe he got that in New York. If that's the case, all those homeless people that are yelling at walls in New York, they got a chance. She said, I can act a little crazy for 2,100. I don't know if I could take out the people on the streets, though. The people on the streets will wear the same pants for 10 weeks and then get on the train and then, like, pee on themselves. She said, shut up, I'm in New York. She said, I don't need to act. Y'all are funny. Oh my goodness. She said, I don't need to act. I just gotta show up and have a conversation. I'm getting these checks. They're gonna give me 2 checks. You know what the problem is? A lot of us, we just ain't been in the right place. You know what I'm saying? Those are bums. But some of them be crazy though. Like, okay, I understand there's being a bum, then there's yelling at the wall. Like, and here's the thing, I say that and I'm from New York originally. I'm from Queens. So, but I already told y'all I was crazy. So we've passed that. We passed that bill at this point. You know, I grew up in Queens. You got to have a little bit of get up and go, right? And I was in Jamaica, Queens, not Astoria. All the nice people are in Astoria with their gates. They got gates that are taller than me. I had a gate you could literally walk over. Why do we even have a gate? Who are we protecting ourselves from? I'm from the Bronx. Oh, hell no. Yeah, Bronx is a never, no. Bronx got that good pizza spot though. I'm willing to fight some people in the Bronx to get that oxtail pizza they talking about. There's a pizza in the place in the Bronx that serves oxtail on the pizza. I don't know how good it is, but I'm willing. I kindly bow out. I'm reserved and quiet. What? You know that don't exist. The second we have a little bit of one margarita, a few too many Coronas. Why do men insult certain women only to find out that's actually what they like? How did you get that? So you think they insult women that they like? Here's what I would say. They're children. They're not men, they're children. She said, I like to read books by the water is the wildest thing I've heard in my community. What? What? So maybe you are that type of person. Let's get you a few Coronas. Let's get a few Coronas on the table. Let's see what happens. And I'm gonna put on some music too. I'm gonna put on some Bad Bunny. I better not see no craziness. You better not yell. You better not say this is my song. I'm gonna expect you to be like, it's too loud. I gotta go read a book by the river. Bad Bunny, baby. I don't want to hear nothing. You don't like Bad Bunny? You don't like Bad Bunny? Damn, that's a first. What about Romeo Santos? Never not told you. Hey, maybe. But I like Bad Bunny. So Bad Bunny all day. As the second I hear a Bad Bunny song, it almost doesn't matter what song it is. I'm like, that's my song. They're like, Xavier, you said that 3 times today. I'm like, and I'm gonna say it 3 more times. Freaking funny, how much should bumps be paid? That's a good question. The louder, the better. Y'all are funny. Y'all are funny. The louder, the better is crazy. My partner throws criticisms and insults when he's mad. Damn. So, what do you... I don't even know what to say to that. It wasn't really a question. It was kind of a statement. Throw a slipper. See? I knew it was going to come out. You told her to throw a chancla? Yeah. But he would make everyone around him feel like walking on eggshells every day. Well, what do you think of a romantic relationship with little or no intimacy? I don't know how that works. How does that work? Romance with no intimacy? I guess that would be like, huh? You guys have yet given me another question I don't know the answer to. I feel like at this point, y'all are just looking up questions to ask me to get me stumped. Aren't you just friends then? That's called friendship. Y'all are funny. They're like, we'll answer it. All right, when there's romance with no intimacy in a relationship, it usually means there are romantic feelings and expressions of affection, but there's a lack of physical closeness or sexual interaction. This scenario can occur for various reasons. While romance without intimacy can be fulfilling for some, it might be challenging for others who desire a more physically intimate connection. Apparently, this is a thing. I guess it's like, are you asexual? It means have a spicy marg and loosen up. I love spicy margaritas. She said, yep, friends with benefits. But romance without intimacy is no physical, right? Because isn't intimacy like physical stuff? Are the sparks going away in the bedroom? Maybe they're not, maybe you don't find them physically attractive, but you like their heart. He leaves me frustrated. No, it's my boyfriend, and we live together, but he hardly shows any interest in being intimate. Oh. When I talk to him about it, he gives me all the reasons of loving me, but it still doesn't fix anything. Does he say why he doesn't want to be physical with you? That's wild. I don't hear about too many guys like that. I have a question, just got on here. In marriage, do you feel that the woman is obligated to still have sex with her husband even though she's not feeling it? Conversation and all that already happened? I would say no. I would say a woman should not feel or be obligated to give herself to her husband just because he wants it. I feel like that's highly inconsiderate. And that man, if he still wants it, here's another question. Hold on. This is a good question. Here's another question. Why does he still want it if she doesn't? I can't think of a less attractive thing than to have a woman that is with me but doesn't want to sleep with me, and then I'm like, I'm still in the mood though. Like, why would your non-mood not trigger me to be not in the mood? That's so weird to me. How a woman might not be in the mood, but the guy is like, I still want it. I'm like, I only want someone that wants me. What the hell? That's so weird to me. I used to have the same problem. It was being he has another woman. Oh, so in your situation, he had another girl. He just says that he comes late from work, which I understand, but I can't stand not being intimate for 3+ weeks. You're going to have to let him know that's a problem. You're going to have to let him know that's a problem. You know, because here's the thing. I can understand not wanting to be intimate. Clearly, in this situation, you both have people that don't want to be intimate on both sides, the woman in one of these relationships, the man in the other relationship. But at the same time, if it goes on for a long time and you feel like you're not connected with your person, and that's one of the ways that you connect, you can walk. You know what I mean? You can let them know, like, hey, I feel like we're not as close as we used to be. You never want to obligate someone to do it either. If they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it. And you don't want to force them, because that's just going to make it worse. A lot worse, to the point it's just going to be weird. But you can at least say, hey, I want to help with the connection. If you're not feeling connected to me, what's going on? You know, that's something you could talk about. But what I would say is, some of y'all need to DM me to work with me one-on-one. I think I'm more mental and he's physical first when I'm mental first. Then he's going to have to provide that to you mentally first. He's going to have to do a better job of that. I will look for signs. If he sees someone else, I'm better off. You're looking for signs, but you already got one. I'm going to look for more? You already got a sign that it's a problem. No matter how tired a dude is, if he goes 3 weeks without sleeping with you, girl, there's a reason why Korn is mostly dedicated to women, is mostly geared towards men. We're their biggest market. We are some of the most desperate beings when it comes to that. And he's gone without it for 3 weeks. I'm just saying, I'm not saying, good or bad. I'm just saying this is something that needs to be worked on like ASAP. That's a challenge. You're gonna need to DM me. You're gonna need to work with me. The ladies in the chat are saying you need to work with me. Come on home. I went from being told he loved me to he didn't see a future with me. Damn. I'm sorry. They said we support her journey. You got support. I mean, do you wanna talk about it? Do you want to talk about it? Coach Xavier is where it's at. Thank you so much. You know I got you. He says he needs it and is still attracted to me, and I'm his wife, and he can't get it anywhere else. Boy, he's got a very romantic way of expressing things, huh? I like how he's like, look, wife, I need to sleep with you. I need snoo-snoo. I no get anywhere else. I faithful, you give me snoo snoo. He sounds like he's from the Cretaceous era. I feel like I'll be sorry for myself too very soon. You don't have to be. You know you can take control of this situation. But that's up to you. That's up to you. You don't have to sit here and wait for your fate to come get you. He brings up the Bible when he wants to find a way to prove his point. I gotta tell you, these Bible guys that use the Bible to justify why the woman should just do whatever he wants is crazy. See, this is how you get people to turn against the Bible. This is how you do that. That's literally the wrong. Don't listen to him. She said, back up, sir. She said, do that again. You just want me to get close. I'm talking to a man that I met online. He has 3 kids, but making time for me is hard. Well, yeah, he's got 3 kids. He's got 3 kids. That's tough. So if you're gonna date someone with 3 kids, the best way to date them is to get to know their kids and then get in on that. You know what I mean? Help with the kids a little bit. Cause that's a lot. Especially if they're under like 10 years old. If they're under like 11, if they're in single digits, oh. It's a tough situation. But that's normally what I've seen be the only way to make it work. If it's 1 kid, maybe, but 3, that's quite a bit. Reverse the roles. What if you had 3 kids and dating? Shit, I wouldn't date. I wouldn't date. The only way I could date someone if I had 3 kids is if they had kids too. You know? Because then we'd both be like empathizing with each other. Like, oh, your kid did this, and maybe. But yeah, if I had kids like that, I probably wouldn't. I'm with a man with 3 kids as well, all under 10. It is very challenging. Yeah, tell her. You got it. How do you make a relationship work with someone who has like 3 or 4 kids under 10? You got to get in their world. What if a man is hesitant with you getting to know his kids? I mean, then you need to keep your options open. Because if you got 3 kids and that makes it hard for you to date, I'm already losing time with you. I'm already having a problem. So now you're telling me you're hesitating? So not only is it hard to date you, but you're hesitant. I might as well go date someone else because this is crazy. This is way too much. You really have to be okay being their mom without being their mom. Yeah. Yeah, facts. And sometimes the mom is still in the picture, right? So then you got to deal with that too. Sometimes mom is still there. I have a good question, but it won't allow me But so many characters to text. Oh, you need a session then. You need a session. Go ahead and send me a DM, girl. Get your session. I have 2 kids myself. That's a beautiful thing. I raised 4, I should know. Wow, 4 kids. I want that. I want a big family. I want like hella kids. Scroll up. Scroll up to what? As a single black woman in Richmond, Virginia, we're all the single men. You know I live in Richmond, Virginia. Are you looking for black men? Because if you're looking specifically for black men, you gotta go to Shockoe Bottom. You gotta go to Cigar Bar down at Short Pump. There's a lot of brothers in there. If you're looking for black men, Shockoe Bottom, Short Pump. Online, a lot of them date online too. I think Petersburg has a lot of bars that they're at. Shoot, who you telling? I'm talking to a man with 2 kids. Mom is still in the picture, and we are handling it well. See, that's amazing. You live in Shockoe Bottom? Okay. Have you been to Petersburg? Petersburg is another spot. There's some brothers up there. If you go on like a Friday evening, maybe Saturday evening, they got some nice outdoor spots. You could walk around, get a drink. You know, it's pretty cool. Nope, I just got a job there. Well, you might want to explore. That's a good spot. And the cigar bar, I think it's called Mona's. The only thing I don't like, it's got a lot of cigar stuff going on. But if you don't mind that, you can go to Mona's in Short Pump. Go on like a Friday or a Saturday evening. It's definitely hard because the mom messaged me directly, but I just blocked her and let them handle it. I've had a situationship for 5 years. A situationship for 5 years? Holy mother. Man, that is a long one. We dated for 3. I moved to another state. Is he trustworthy? Why are you worried about that if you're in a situationship? You ain't in no relationship. Why are you worried about is he trustworthy? You should be out there getting your relationship. A situationship is not supposed to be the number one thing you're committed to. That's like getting committed to a temp job. Like you gotta get your full-time position. Please do a meet and greet. You should do matchmaking. Where, down here in Richmond? I might throw something together. I get asked to do a lot of things, you know, y'all. I be messing up. We are both older. So, what's that mean? Could we break up more than once over 8 years and engaged? Hold on, what? This is a lot of math. Break up more than once over 8 years. Oh my God, baby. And engaged last year and still take them back? Why would you do that? If you guys have proved several times that you do not work, you can, but your track record says you guys are not good in a relationship. So yeah, you can still take them back, but you need to ask yourself why you keep breaking up and getting back together. That speaks to something going on with both of y'all. Because I don't do stuff like that. That's like something is wrong. How to deal with avoidant attachment boyfriend. Don't date him. He is an avoidant. Y'all just gonna have to be okay. Y'all are just gonna have to be okay with being disappointed. If you date an avoidant, just be okay with someone running away from you every now and then and pushing you away. That's what you're asking for. And you put yourself in that. So when you're asking me, how do I date them? There's nothing you can do. It's a person that doesn't like it when it gets too close and too serious. They don't like to be told certain things. And they will ghost you, they will run away, they'll push you away, they'll play the victim. That's what you signing up for, and you know it. That's like me going to a narcissist and being like, hey, I'm gonna date you. And then I'm like, how do I date one of these people? Like, they are literally one of the worst people for a relationship. Do a singles event in RVA. You want to go to a singles event? I haven't hosted one yet, but I've done stuff for other people on the side. I almost hosted one at Cabana. He says he needs a space. Yep. That's called being an avoidant. He's always going to need space. He's an avoidant. Here's the thing. Why date an avoidant and not like the avoidant things? Like, why sign up for it? If you sign up for a relationship with them, they're going to do avoidant things. Either you're going to accept it or not. The ball's in your court, not his. You know who he is. You travel for that? I would definitely do DC. I would 100% do DC. DC is nice. I like DC. Guess I will DM you because that was a long question. Yeah, you're going to have to work with me, girl. For those of you that have to work with me, that want to do one-on-one with me, see time, you're going to have to DM me. Like I said, this week I'm only getting 3 people to qualify, so don't worry if someone else message, you might still be able to make the cut. Yes, I want to go. I'm too shy, but ready to get out there. Well, we going to help you. We can help you out. Let's get you outside. Let's get you outside. You're in Chaco? Don't let me catch you at Stadium. No, don't let me catch you at Bellows in Chaco. I went to Bellows in Chaco, and I came out a different person. A married man wants me to be his girlfriend and is planning to have a baby with me. Are you dating him? You're dating him? You're dating him? Y'all must be dating. This is your safe space. I don't go out. It's too wild out there. I didn't even go in. I'm not dating him. Then how did you even get into that conversation? How'd you get in that conversation? Camille just came in here. I don't know if it's Camille or Camille. She just came in here and just took over the chat. Everybody's like, what? Yo, should we call her? We should call her, right? I'm gonna call her right now. They want to. Oh, she answered quick. What's up, girl?
Can't see you.
Can I? Are you in a room with a TV or something?
Yeah, I'm moving.
Get out of there.
I'm out of there.
So, how old are you, girl?
38.
38. Okay. Have you been married before?
I was a widow.
You what?
A widow for 4 years.
Oh, you said we. Where are you from?
Original from the Philippines, but I'm here in LA.
Oh, from the Philippines. Okay. It must be late over there.
I'm in LA.
Oh wait, you're in LA. Sorry. You're in LA. Okay. She's not. She didn't say Lido. It was widow. She's saying she was a widow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were widowed. And you met. How did you meet this guy?
So I was in the market running errands for my patients, and then he was starting asking me, "Can you help me find hand soap?" I said, "I don't know. Maybe it's in the other place." And then I was walking, and he's still there again, and he asked me a question, cheesy question. "Can you help me find my girlfriend?" I said, "I don't know your girlfriend." And so he's putting this words like, "Oh, I want you to be my girlfriend. So can I have your number?" So I gave it to him because he's a little cute. But I asked him if he's single, so he said yes. But I told him, so we're texting. So I told him, "I don't want any lies. I want you to be truthful because I don't want liars." And I asked him, "Are you married?" He said yes. "And do you have kids?" He said yes. So I said, "No, I'm done. I'm not gonna talk to you." But he's still texting me.
Well, you're still texting them back.
Not really, because he was just high. He just went out of the
So you went zero after that.
Yeah.
You lying?
No.
Okay, so you.
Until now, and I'm seeing another guy. Right now, I'm seeing a guy. And I said, "Stop texting me. I'm not gonna respond because we're trying to have a baby."
So, so do you? This conversation is a little bit choppy, right? Because it's like, okay, he met you randomly in a store,
Yeah.
and then he asked you to help him find some kind of soap,
Yeah.
and then he said, "Help me find my girlfriend."
Yeah.
And,
Like,
and
he wants me to be his girlfriend. Like,
so he said, "Can you help me find my girlfriend?" And then he just switched over to, "Can you be my girlfriend?"
yeah.
How did he get from help me find my girl? Was he like trying to make a joke?
No, he finds me attractive. He said, so we started talking it for a week before I asked him the question.
Oh, okay. So he did. So you said for a week. Wait, so after a week, he was like, "Oh, I want
No,
you
I
to."
asked him, yeah. No, he always asked me if I can be his girlfriend. After a week, I asked him, "Are you married? Do you have kids?" And he said, "Yes." "Is it a problem?" I said, "Yes, it's a big problem."
So he asked you to be his girlfriend
Yeah.
after a week, and he had a wife and kids.
Yes.
I don't. Does he have money? Do
I
you
don't
know?
think so. I don't care about money, and I'm not with him.
I know. I'm just saying. I know some guys in LA who usually got it like that. Like they think they kind of move like that. So let's see. That's wild. So he asked you. So when is the last time he spoke to you?
We we stopped talking, and he always texted me. I never reply. He just says hi, so I said hi again. Just a friendly hi. I
Friendly
just said
hi.
like hi.
You guys are so far from friends. It's not even funny.
Not friend. We're friends. No, we're
Y-
not.
You are not friends, girl. This man said that he wanted to leave his wife for you.
Huh?
This man said he wanted to leave his wife for you. You ain't no friend.
This man wants to leave his. No, he's not. He doesn't want to leave his family. So he wants me to be his girlfriend and have his family on the side too, on the picture. So I'll be at the side chick. I said I don't want to be a mistress.
Oh, he wants you to be a
I
side
want
chick.
some family. Yeah.
So that's not a friend though.
That's why I said I don't want to be your girlfriend. I don't want to be a mistress. I don't want to have a bastard from you.
So he wanted to have a kid with you, even though
Yeah.
he already has a wife and kids that he's committed to.
Yes.
He wanted you to be a side chick with a side baby.
Yes.
You know, I gotta tell you, that's the first I heard that one. Wow, wow, wow. That's interesting. In a week, he said this. So what are you gonna do?
Nothing. I'm seeing someone.
Oh, okay. That's what an interesting story. That dude is, but you know what?
You know, LA men.
That's what I was saying. We're LA. I know how LA is.
Yeah, LA guys are not really guys. They are boys.
But see, the thing is, though, that's how the dating community, a lot of the dating is in LA. Like, it's very money driven. Like, most of my clients that come out of LA, it's always money driven. It's like, who has the most money, and everyone chases that. Or the person who has a lot of money, they think they can just do anything. You know, it's like that. She said, same in New York. Yeah, yeah. I would say like big cities, but LA is one of the worst I've heard. It's like,
Yes.
yeah, you can get pretty. If you a millionaire in LA, it's like you can buy. It's like people are willing to be bought. Side baby is, and you know, it almost makes me think how many side babies does he already have? Probably.
I don't know.
You know how it is. Like
No.
they'll have like 3 or 4 side babies, and they're not doing nothing for him. Wow, that's crazy. How did you feel when he said all of that?
It's funny because I don't like it. I don't want to be a home wrecker.
Well, also, you know, there's a concern for the fact that he's moving so quickly.
I know, but I don't want to be in their picture and be, you know, especially when probably his family has connections, his wife has, so I'm not going there.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you, but you know, as long as you keep in touch with him to any extent, he's gonna use that. I'm just letting you know, he's not gonna be convinced that you don't want it, as long as you stay in touch or you give him access.
I'll block him, but usually I block guys and then they use other numbers.
Oh, then block those too. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just keep blocking.
Especially when they have businesses, they have business numbers.
Okay, block that too.
Okay.
You gotta tire him out. I don't. If he uses next 10 numbers, you gotta do it. Like I said, it's up to you. But I would imagine that you like. What type of situation do you want?
I want someone to be with and build a family. I'm not gonna be a side hoe forever. I don't want it. I want my own family.
I'm with you. Okay. Well, this was an interesting story. How is it going with your new guy?
With my new guy, it's okay. Still there. Still getting to know each other. But he's 40, turning 45, and I'm 38. So it's like what happens, happens. Because we're not getting any younger, and he has no kids. So, and he's tired of being alone.
Wait, what? What does he want?
He's tired of being alone.
Does he want a family and kids?
But first, it's whatever happens, happens. So I don't know, too.
Okay. So are you gonna entertain other guys, maybe?
No, I'm getting tired. Maybe I move to other states.
I heard Texas has some good prospects. I heard Texas is pretty good. At least Dallas. I think. Yeah. That's a leap. I know, but anywhere but LA. Anywhere but LA.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm gonna let you go, girl. It was good talking to you.
Good talking to you too, singer.
We'll talk next time. All right, bye. Wow, man. She says she doesn't want to be a side hoe forever. What does forever mean? You know, I was gonna talk about that, but then I was like, I think I get what she means. Well, I think that she, with the guy in the store, from what she said, is that he did move kind of fast in the beginning, but I think she was feeling him. So she gave her his number. And when they were talking for almost a week, she brought up, "Are you married?" And he said yes. He's married with kids. And he wanted to have her on the side. And apparently that's when she said she doesn't want that. So then she told him no. But of course, now that he has access to her, he's going to keep trying to talk to her. So now, you know, she's replying a little bit, but you know how guys are. All we need is a little bit of access to think that you're in, and that's it. So, yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, at least he told her the truth, right? He came out with it. You know how many guys won't say that? He will keep trying as long as she keeps allowing it. No judgment, but it doesn't sound good with the new guy. Nah, she doesn't sound sure. Like, her vibe was like, I don't know about this. So, that's the way she sounded. She's tired. But, you know, who knows what she's been through, too, you know? She should have given a text now number instead of her personal. Especially in LA, man. You should be over the moon about the man you're seeing, or at least a little excited. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree, especially if it's early. But you know, I'm not saying LA just to say it, but I hear a lot of the people in LA, you know, are kind of like moved like this, you know? Like it's really tough out there. Don't blame it all on the guy. She was entertaining it. Yeah, I think she was entertaining it until she knew he was married, from what she said. I don't think she knew he was married at least that's what she says. Atlanta, oh my God. Atlanta's bad for women. Let's get that straight. Like, I've been to Atlanta and I had a great time. But yeah, because it's not, it's different. Nope, I disagree. What do you disagree with? New Jersey too. It happened to me. Oh, whoops. She said she doesn't want to be in this forever. She's still entertaining it. Oh yeah, see, I didn't open that box more. Yeah, if she's still texting him after that, then that's on her. You know, if she's still entertaining it, somewhat, even somewhat, that's on her. So what do we do, X? Date long distance in those states? I'll be honest with you. You gotta just go with the numbers. You gotta play the numbers game, because if it's that many people that are on the same energy and vibe, you gotta venture out. You can't stick with the same kinds of people, right? Go to different areas, go to different places. Sometimes, here's the thing, I date long distance sometimes. It's not my first choice, but if there's a vibe, I'll do it. He was hospitalized for a week. I'm just trying to be nice and friendly to him. Girl, Camille, they're gonna eat you up in the comments for that one. They're gonna eat you up in the comments right now. See? They're gonna get you. She said, date me. Ladies, I need to do what Xavier's dad did. Let me get my spreadsheet number. Yo, So true though. My dad is the only one. My dad is the GOAT for that. He said, you know what? I'm meeting my wife and I'm not playing. So here's what one of the ladies said in the comments about your guy being in the hospital. They said he has a wife. He needs to go be with his wife. He needs to talk to his wife, not talk to you. Camille, I think that it's starting to look like from your side like you're giving in a little bit, girl. You know, where's his wife? Hey, be real about it. If you're going to go along with it, then be real about it. You're right. My dad did it, though. He ran through the numbers. Let his wife take care of him. Facts. Don't start letting the excuses get you. Y'all sitting there talking all day. You're not just talking about the hospital. Hello from California. Hello, California. I knew the ladies was gonna get her in the comments. I saw that coming. You messing with a married man? I don't feel bad for you. Damn. Yeah, I do know y'all. Ladies are very honest. Come grab a seat at the Chat Anonymous table. We need to talk. Oh, cute dog. In reality, I feel bad for the wife. I do too, unless you agree to it. Beige is a form of white, but it's not exactly white. You see, there's a bit of a distinction there. Okay, but if we want to talk, splitting hairs, I got all night. Once he told her that he's married, she should stop there. But that's true, though. That's true. The second he said he was married, you should have known. But here's what I think. I don't know if she's still on here, but if you're low-key open to it, if you're open to being a side chick, then that's how it is, right? I don't think you're all the way closed off to it. Maybe part of you likes that deal, right? Maybe low-key you want to be that, and you're good with it. Because you still texting them. You didn't block him. Oh, my goodness, man. Husband wants to leave me to see who else is out there. How do I move on? Man, y'all got some questions today. It's some married people questions. We had a pretty spicy live today. I enjoyed it. Come on, man. Lord, see, this is why I don't. Because then she wants attention, so she just keeps jumping up and scratching me. Right now, I think I gotta head up out of here. This was a great live today. We did 2.5 hours. We're making time. Anyway, y'all, like I said, if you want to get a one-on-one with me, go ahead and apply so that you'll get it before anyone else does. Send me a DM right now. Don't hesitate if you are ready to jump on the bandwagon and to get the exclusive meeting Wednesday evening where we talk and we discuss the stuff I won't say on social media. Much love to you. Much love to all of y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are awesome. We will do this again. I do deal with married couples and dating. All right. Bye, y'all. I'll talk to you guys.